Ooh, there's a live render screen. Good afternoon, Base Invaders fans. Welcome to the screen spam event, apparently. You're here with Kaz and one of our new casters today, Ra. How you doing, my man?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Excited to be casting something a bit different to my usual League in Valorant. So excited for some more chaos, a less formal format than those other games. I'm very excited to see everyone pop off.
Yep, so I say we've managed to drag in an actual experienced caster to join us, so, no more shit talking from the likes of us. We are here for the EU 8v8 event today. Again, only a couple of weeks since we had an 8v8, but there you go. We are back at it, ready for some big action. And we've foregone the usual dancing around in our little scientist suit, because we're already into some action with Sin Sucks on the dome and Sizz going down for gamers. We see a little Sin over here, just being a little grub, looting up the dome while he can. I'm sure someone will come and evac him in a second, so when they get the
Yeah,
chance to.
it's looking like he's kind of on his own at the moment, but nobody really around him at the moment to catch him off. You've got some gamers looking, and he's trying to beam a gamer nice and early on. Running and jumping around for his life right now, just seeing what's going on, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to pick up that kill.
Yeah, you see a Z-Prots. Oh, Sin gets taken by Monster, but Z-Prots was in a really exposed position as the body slides down the ramp.
Yeah, I can
But
see him. The poor guys, unfortunately, didn't fall off. Well, I guess that's lucky for him. His loot's still up at the top, but let's see if anyone actually manages to grab it or if it's just going to be a nice and chill one. But it doesn't look like anyone else is even in the area at the moment.
yeah, I'm just going to check the base down here from next game and see if there's... that's Fernet and that's EBK. So I don't see anyone else forcing over here for his team. But these are what... when we're coming to loot, though, these are the mill crates up here, and you can see they're looking for the plate armor. They're looking for the expo ammo for raiding. You can see they've already left a rocket launcher behind and some 5.56 ammo. Sin is back nearby. Has got a bag, clearly. And you can see there as well some of this normal 5.56 ammo for your AKs and your LRs, and there's an AK and some more ammo too. So all valuable loot at this point in the attack phase. So you've got 27.5 minutes to go there. We'll see who amongst them will stand out top of the attack phase. Remember, whoever tops the attack phase at the end of that half an hour does get a bonus 10 points going into raid phase. So we'll see if anyone can really set themselves apart. But at the moment, we'll say just a bit of inter-base trading here, right? Just everyone's staying in their little castles.
Yeah, we got Sinsucks looking to get back around the monument and see if he can maybe pick up. But there are two gamers here now, Zeprots and Tryhard. So there is the potential for another trade here. It doesn't look like anyone's seen him yet either, so potentially he's going to get a free pickup, but it's actually looking like he's pathing away from it now, just scouting out the area and seeing if there's anything going on that they can pick up. And he's running around the base of Fernet right now, probably just trying to get some information and get back to his own base.
Yeah, you can see Tryhard here. One of our staffers. Dirty scrub he is. Just getting himself into the dome again. There's an extra hidden crate down here as a part of the puzzle, and then the 3 up top, so we'll probably pick that up on the way up and then just farm the top. Getting themselves a good location there will be helping. EBK, though, rooftop pop in red as they build their roof. As you said here, Fernet, however they want to pronounce it. Not quite complete on their build yet, if they're going to fill those gaps in. We'll see.
Yeah,
Yes, they are. But looking
nice
quite
and
resolute.
yeah, their base is looking very nice. EBK also looking kind of sturdy, but they still have a lot of stone. Even some wood in some places. I don't know if they know exactly where it is. And there's some attacks flying at EBK right now from the side of red. Just trying to pick up anything they can, but
Yeah.
it's all
And it
pretty
feels
calm
like...
at the moment.
yeah, EBK brought some of this on themselves, really. They were the ones poking at Red as Red built their roof. And you can see Red have built their roof first. They've got their shooting floor up. Any extra fan peaks they want to put on will come next. But at least they've got the shooting floor up and they are sealed on top. And next will come, window bars, window embrasures, whatever they want to put on. And so out of the two of them, EBK might have been a bit aggressive, but Red are looking the better prepared for it. And again, you might have poked the beast early. Red might come straight for them as we end the attack phase. And we see down here, though, let's bring the camera over because our range is only 250 yards, feet, whatever. Who's down here? Ah, spoof.
Yeah,
So
and
this...
it looks like they're being a lot more aggressive at the moment. Obviously building up some walls nice and early, just trying to get some cover. Potentially looking for some picks.
yeah, you can see Thompson here for EBK, hidden back behind the skyline, the tree line, even skyline crest. Sinsucks, though, are the ones based further down this way as well, so that makes sense why Sin was up on the dome. And you can see here, Builder himself, date value back. It's his first time back in probably months, really. And we've missed the Builder Supreme. The likes of Danny and BG and Sven have been having an easy time being top of that Builder's table, but Date always brings some interesting designs.
And Sin is looking to beam someone. Thompson across the map. They've got 2 people shooting at him, but they're just not able to pick him up. He does drop reasonably low. He's healing himself back up. It looks
Yep.
like Sin is just getting attacked from all directions right now, just trying to make something happen. But they are running for their lives, trying to get back into cover.
Yep, you can see here, Sunny has respawned for Spoof out of the sleeping bag, so clearly they've been killing some of them off. Getting some early picks, you can see there at leaderboard. LF Alaska top of the table, LSDF next. Tied, joint second with Gamers and Didn't Ask. It's all very close at the moment. So
Yeah, it looks like Spoof are being very aggressive, pushing up here onto Steve-O. Just, caught in a 1v2 here. There's potential for him to make something happen. He's only got 20 HP and he does get down there. That's unfortunate.
It was a good wall there from Kev. Nice, quick thinking. Sin, is Sin down nearby? They've got another wall coming in. Yeah, Sin is down. Deepex. Normally, if you've recognised him from Team Flossie and a few of the other teams, he's been in more recent weeks. But here playing with Sinsux again. Becoming a bit of a journeyman player. Sort of like Jamesy. Bounce around a few different teams. See, Mikey has a great cover. Oh, there we go.
Oh my goodness, Kev getting a cheeky little 1v2 there, just picking them both off completely by surprise, and he's got backup from the side of your local and killer. So,
yep.
To push forward and get themselves some good points.
On that note, we are going to make a note of that for our highlights. 23-33 for that one. We are currently just waiting to get the January highlights done and dusted. That's with one of our other casters, Trev Air. So he'll be having that out hopefully within the next week. Obviously, with just a few little teething problems with that in terms of getting software set up. But we will still be taking clips on for the February as well. So if you spot something in the event that we don't see, or if you get a first-person perspective of something from someone's stream, feel free to send it over to us in Discord. I'll always try and add that in. But we are looking at Thompson there, getting the wall up on the hillside. Foxy nearby too. And they're all just playing, everyone's playing really at a distance here, except Spoof, who are now making the push into Sin.
Yeah,
serious.
Sin is looking a bit worse for wear right now, obviously taking those early losses. They're looking like they're a bit stuck as well. They're all kind of just camping around, just trying to make the best out of a bad situation. But Spoof are looking very good and very aggressive at the moment. And
yeah. Well, we're going to quickly jump away because RNC have just jumped up in points to joint first place on 14. And I wondered, there you go, that's why they've taken the Bradley tank, or at least gotten a couple of the crates on 14. These Bradley crates do drop 3 crates, 5 points per crate. So that will be putting RNC up there. Somebody else has pinched with them. I think maybe Diana are getting involved somewhere as well, because I did see a helicopter go down, and that's what Diana getting stuck in with Lich here.
Oh my goodness, there's some big trades going on around here as well. Just everyone's fighting it out at the moment. A lot more aggressive than I expected for my first cast. Everyone is really on it. I thought some people would be a lot more, held back and reserved, just trying to keep themselves in the game for the raiding phase. But it looks like everyone just wants a piece of everyone else.
Well, he came in on the horse and he got shot for it. You see Bugle there up in the water tower. It's a good vantage point.
You got 2 of Diana. Oh, Diana and Lich have 1 member down each. You've got Exo pushing towards site here, but it doesn't look like anything's going to happen. He's just getting mowed down, and he does actually get from such a huge distance there. El Chapo going to be able to pick up some gear from that and hopefully get himself into a better spot.
Yep. You can see El Chapo taking a bit of fire from Pillow as well. It's all coming down there.
Yeah, and Diana do currently look like they kind of have control of the train yard over here. Potentially just going to keep it held down and try and push out slowly. But they've got some great positions. Burgo and Not Concerned are both up on this tower here, just keeping themselves at advantage while being protected inside that building.
Yeah, definitely. It's something Diana do quite a bit with the train yard. They do like to get themselves up in this horse tower. Obviously, as we have a look up here, you can see why. As Not Concerned dude starts to make his way down. But Bugor, you look at this, there's a med crate spawned up here. You've got the vantage point from this doorway, just peeking round. And as we go further up, look at all these little crack gaps. You've got a full 360 view across the train yard.
Yeah, it's just complete view of the entire map, being able to see everyone pushing from every direction. And as long as they can hold this down, this is crazy good for them. Like, it's going to get them in such a good position.
Yep, Diana currently on 23 points, 1v5, which is BG's team, in 19 points in second. Gamers third, tied with RNC on 17. And you can see that another patrol helicopter inbound. So we've just dealt with the fight off this one, and we've already got another one coming back in. There's your RNG. You'd love to see it. I'm sure we'll get another fight for this. There's Lardo, Yardo. Can't tell if that's an L or an I. I think it's Lardo. Does get hit down. Moving bot. And again, just to show you the terrain we're dealing with here as well, it's not as easy as it is to just think, pop a shot. There is some dips here.
Yeah,
So,
it's a good coverage actually. It gives him a lot to work with. It's
yeah.
not as easy as just running over straight
No,
ground. And yeah, Diana are looking very healthy at the moment, but there's obviously other teams as well. Whiskey is Bug Life is just camping outside of Diana's base. Maybe we're looking for any exits that they might find. It's just a little bit of door camping.
yeah. I mean,
Obviously with a
interested
base right
by
next to them.
Yeah, interested by Lich's base. They haven't really got much of a shooting floor. I know you mentioned Whiskey, though. Obviously, Whiskey and Diana are based right on top of each other. So I think even if Lich do have a problem with Diana in the train yard, Whiskey might use the height advantage here to just rock it out. I say Diana haven't quite finished the rooftop yet. They're still yet to put fans on the other side, which is a bit of an odd one from them. Maybe they were just getting caught up with the PvP. But say Whiskey's
Yeah,
base seems
they
ready.
could potentially just leave it though. I mean, the fan from the height advantage isn't going to make any difference to Whiskey whatsoever. So they could just potentially be saving the resources for rebuilding and making sure they're healthy on the side they think they're going to get attacked from.
Yep, and again, I mean, if I were Diana, with considering the height advantage and all that sort of stuff, you've definitely got to be armoring this up. Go upgrade from sheep, get yourself armored. It's one of them ones that realistically, maybe Diana made a mistake here, because we do see some teams, we've seen some teams like Potato and people like that before, where rather than building the fan peaks here, they will build a straight vertical wall like we see below, and they'll just build them with peak holes so that you can then have 2 stacked vertical walls to shield against rocket attacks from far, and almost as a build a barricade of, well, like a billboard style, just here's a slab of wall, leave us alone. And obviously you can see here, Whiskey's starting to add some fan peaks now. This is exactly what they need to do, because they've got a great advantage to bully Diana here.
It could all change. Obviously, Diana is looking significantly better in this phase than Whiskey. Obviously, Whiskey being just at 5 points at the moment, so they're going to have a lot to claw back. But it's definitely doable for Whiskey, and it'll be interesting to see how they play out.
Yeah. So we were previously up here with the likes of Sin, and they've managed to push out again onto Spoof. See, the max the bonobo goes down. That's what happens when you take a bonobo with you.
Yeah, and Sin's currently, their base is looking crazy good at the moment. They're building a lot still, even with all this fighting going on. And you can see they're looking very healthy in the situation. But as Tom's actually goes down, as he is going to be able to be picked back up by Sin, so nothing crazy going on. But Sin has managed to retake some of the ground they lost to Spoof early on with that double kill.
It's a great shot there from Zayn on Sirius. Kev on the flank as well, again, using the terrain rather than building walls, making it difficult to be spotted. EBK Thompson causing trouble. That's a lot of fire being drawn as Thompson. Trade kill out.
Yeah, it does actually go down, but it's obviously a lot worse for him. But EBK does have Panchaloncho come over, try to pick him up, but doesn't get to him in time. And he's getting beamed as well, gets behind the wall, manages to heal himself up.
Yep, I mean, they have got the advantage here. Obviously, Foxy coming up to back up Pancho Lancho. And you can see the trees and the walls they're getting in will help them. And Spoof, Spoof made an interesting base. They've gone for a bit of an unusual shooting floor. They've gone for these little extended ramps to bump stuff up, and that gives the rooftop a bit of a peak hole too. And they've gone with the barricades. A bit of an old style that we haven't seen for a little while, but you play to your strengths, play to what suits you. And these guys clearly are worried about the top down, worried about people landing a helicopter. As we see on the scoreboard as well, 1v5's Uwu pops off of a 10-kill streak. 1v5 are now in the lead on 29 points. They just jumped Diana, so that's going to make the second half of this attack phase very interesting. As we watch Sin, Max, Steve, and Russian Terminator all start to push back into this kill zone. Kev goes down to Tomash.
Yeah, they're fighting it out so much here. They're so aggressive, and there's so much going on. They just I want someone on the flank again. I want to see Kev just get right up behind them here, try and get off, but he actually gets beamed out as I say that.
Kev on the flank, Sin flanks him though. And there we go, Steve-O now the one pushing up. Thomas gets a good wall in. A reminder as well, obviously these walls outside of the TC zone, they will decay within 10 minutes, normally about 8. So these things won't be lasting too long.
Yeah, and hopefully that'll open things up a bit more of an open playing field, because right now it is looking like a maze, and everyone's just kind of dipping and ducking around it. Nobody knows where each other are. You've got Steve-O here in a lot of trouble potentially, but is beaming a couple of people. And he could get caught out here himself, but Sin on the side, Sin sucks, just potentially flanking himself, but it's all just back and forth between these two at the moment. They're really fighting for this ground, they want the extra points.
Yeah. As I say, Sin on 19 points, now 20. Spoof on 17, tied with Purge Kittens and ZZZZZ. Hard work on that. Z's, we'll stick with. But But yeah, it's the PvP training. They are being rewarded for being aggressive. At this point, just go out there, smack each other about, be ballsy, because you'll regret missing out on a few points. A few points can make a big difference in the game, particularly with some of the close finishes. You can't quite take somebody's base out at the end of the game, or maybe you just need a few more team kills, team points. Just nudge yourself over the line. Sani draws the attention of Deepak. They know he's on the flank on the hill line there, on the cliff side.
And we're actually seeing like 1v5 right now, absolutely storming ahead. 10 or just 9 points ahead now. Diana just picked up another one, but there is actually a lot going on right now, and 1v5 are looking very healthy.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wondered if it was a case of they've got the helicopter because Rama got it down and maybe they pushed onto it. But no, it looks like Rama actually are fairly uncontested on the attack helicopter number 2. And you can see here Rocky Nez just looking his way, obviously hiding behind the sulfur rock here, using that for cover. So RQC actually getting stuck in with Didn't Ask and Rama. So Rama aren't even really dealing with the attack helicopter itself. They're all over RQC's base, and I think you'll agree here. If your base isn't complete by this point, you're probably getting knocked out early.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's all well and good being able to, rack up some points and get yourself into a good position. But if you're not in a good enough position, it's the same concern that obviously Diana has from Whiskey, is you can do really well in this phase. But the second it goes into actually, raiding and taking each other's bases and racking up some big points, some big kills, it's going to be really difficult if you can't defend it. If you're just getting constantly attacked, then you're going to be in trouble. And if you're confident enough to leave your base with fewer members, you're going to have a lot more pressure to rack up points.
Yeah, and so Rama all over this at the moment. Didn't Ask are the ones closing in on RQC's base, but again, Rama getting this attack helicopter loot. Maybe they get an M249 of it, maybe they get something like AKs and rockets and stuff. Whatever they get, it's all to the good for their cause of raiding this. RQC are under heavy control here by Didn't Ask. And you can see here, it's so exposed inside. We'll be very careful going through, just because obviously the fact that we don't want to show anything like Bull Cupboard. Says that as the camera just goes completely off its fucking tits. But,
yeah, the base are looking very healthy. Yeah, it's an interesting one, but they have the potential. Obviously, they're looking like they're doing well in terms of actually killing people. So there is the potential that they could just fight their way out of bad issues. But it's always risky when you play that kind of game, just relying on raw skill. There's always a chance that you don't show up.
Yeah. And again, from RQC's point of view as well, the problem is the base is partly built and it looks good with the sheet, but because of where they know they've breached, like teams like Didn't Ask and Rama, they know it's got to be in the bottom layer or the second layer. They know the third layer, they've already breached through it, and the fourth layer.
Yeah.
So, in terms of where you have to boom through, your rocket raid cost, your C4 raid cost, they're so low. It's just not worth avoiding it. As we see here, the M249 popping off there, Dirk. And RNC Joker flies off to live another day.
And Didn't Ask, just out of control right now, racking up all the way to 40 points, just dominating. Actually, at the moment, and like you said, they're getting great information and knowing exactly what's going on, and just looking super good. Rama obviously just completely locked down. They're running for their lives right now, just trying to get out, pushing further and further away.
Yeah, so we're just looking here. Obviously, this is a 1v5 space. You see OT inside, BG out here somewhere. There you go, BG below us. And this is where 1v5 are getting their kills. They are in a trade battle with the likes of Purge, Kittens, into the Z's. I know Diana have been near here somewhere too. But back and forth.
Oh my goodness, 3 people built on top of each other. I think that adds for a more interesting dynamic going into the raiding phase. Obviously, you leave yourself overexposed. You've got 2 teams that can come straight back at you. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys play out, because it is going to be a lot more chaotic than just a one-on-one, relying on that skill. You've got to be super careful that another team doesn't take advantage of you whilst you're kind of pushing out and trying to raid.
And it's something we've had flag up in the past few weeks as well, obviously, particularly with BG's teams, because there's been quite a lot of BG's team running away with the lead in the raid phase, and then come near the end of it, they've been piled on by everyone. And it's a difficult one from a caster's point of view, because on the one hand, you'd hope there's a bit of sportsmanship and people, try to raid each other effectively. But equally, when a team's so far in the lead, even if you do take out your rivals nearby, the one team blocking your chance of anything is the team so far in the lead. And so, we've had 3 events where BG's team was just absolutely battered out of the way by anything from 4 teams up to 7 at one point, just piled into their base, and just whoever gets it gets it. And it's frustrating, but at the same time, you can see the logic clearly. You took a lead, you draw the attention on yourselves, and is there something to be said for the tactic of, maybe not pushing too hard, maybe prepping and timing your raids a bit better so that you don't stand out. There's a 150, 200 point lead in the raid phase. And so we'll have to wait and see how they play this event out. But you see here, Dave for the Z's, just having a pop at the power plant site. Obviously, we can't show anyone on radar just there because just at the range of us. But there are people grubbing about, lurking. And this is this is sort of what I meant as well about the raid defense that Diana could use in terms of building a wall here. You can easily extend this double on high to protect against rockets, but
yeah, maybe, exactly. It gives them a lot more versatility. Obviously, got all the little gaps in there. It's a 360 view once again, so they've got plenty of versatility. But looks like 1v5 are trying to make some ground up here as well. And the kids are actually just getting destroyed right now. All of them getting taken out. Just one
Pyrokeens goes 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Cleans up. And all the D's coming on the other flank, but the pincer wasn't nearly. Pyrokeens just swept the board there. A 666 popping behind the rock. He's naked, but they've left him. Unusual. Surely they'll shoot him in a second. So if he gets an AK, this will be an amazing play.
I don't know if they've actually potentially haven't seen him. Oh, there we go. They found him and he's down yet. There's a good find there.
They've got BG. They haven't seen 6-6. There you go. 6-6 is here now. Pyrokeens knows he's looking for a gun. Oh. There's the kill.
Yeah, and they're just cleaning up. The Kitten's actually looking fantastic there.
Yeah. So Kitten's in 4th place, 41 points. But this is the sort of thing we're probably going to see for the next 8 minutes, just back and forth between these. Wouldn't be surprised if somebody started popping some rockets off. And it might even be, say, BG's team. They might pick a fight with somebody and just turn it into a 3v1, just everyone piles in and cleans the neighbourhood.
Yeah, and this is exactly what we want to look for. Like, we want to, especially 1v5, obviously, I'd say they're in a slightly better position because unless you get all 3 teams running at them, they can kind of pick off the teams that, are getting dogpiled on and pick up some free points. Yeah. And obviously, they do have a bit of target on their head at the moment being top, but, they could let that slip. Just let it get really close in this final 7 minutes and give them a chance to not be the bountied ones, be the ones that have a big price on their head to take out. And, it does look like they're slipping a little bit, but potentially they're just having a quick breather before we go into this raiding phase where everything's going to get quite intense.
Yep, we're just seeing here Olden Ball's base. Danny the Builder has done another good job there. And it was Olden Ball, the ones I couldn't see that the Z's were fighting on this hillside. Danny has gone down. You can see there Fluttershy, Berry Mafia Boss making their way over. And say all the Z's, they're built on the water's edge. And you recognise Purpley as well, formerly a staffer for us. Won a few times, so he's clearly not someone to be trifled with. But again, Olden Balls clearly fancy their chances here. They're making their way in through the woodland. And again, I'm just curious to see how aggressive they're going to be. You've got LF Alaska, who were near the top, currently 7th. Compared to Olden Ball down in 26th, only on 6 points. Much more of a raid team than the PvP team today.
Yeah, and they could obviously they just want to be focusing their energy on that. And if they've got the resources, they're confident doing it. They don't need to potentially lose a lot of their equipment in this stage where if they're confident being a raid team, they can just make it all happen in one go. It does look like Jogi the Rat just goes down, and
Fluttershy got a great shot onto Purpley, but Purpley clapped him back. There's the attack from the side as well. Snile, and I'm not going to try to pronounce the Russian there, but LF Alaska. I mean, it makes sense they're Russian if they're looking for Alaska, because Alaska used to be Russian back in the day. In the same way New York used to be New Amsterdam, a world that once was. But all the Z's are bringing a lot of attention to themselves from Alaska, from Olden Bald. Olden Bald have a decent spot here in the woods, but I get the feeling it might be a case of they back off with the 5 minutes to go, get themselves a scrap helicopter or 2, and look at some other bases around the side, get themselves some early points.
And, it looks like Diana, I don't know if you saw that. Diana just got a 15 kill streak, and they're at 61 points alongside 1v5 now, so definitely a force to be reckoned with right now, and we can go back over and have a look.
Yeah, I mean, I can see BLM down here outside Ukraine's base. Obviously, this is them based over here. Just trying to see who else is here. Obviously, Games as well. This is where they live. Where were Diana? We're going to do a TTP to Diana then. Oh, they're still here by the water tower. So, Bugle and Exo up here. They are still trading heavily in their own base. 3 teams tied on 62 points, so 5 minutes exactly to go now. And just quickly looking at chat as well. Miles091288. It's his dialing code, I imagine. Says, let's go, the spoof boys. Spoof lads. We've also got Pax Pillar and Clopulol saying hello in chat, so hello to you guys. Thanks for everyone who's watching at the moment. Obviously, we're aware quite a few people will also be watching our streamers, so if you are watching this back on the VODs, we appreciate the support however you watch us. We're just looking at, I say, Diana's finished the rooftop, but as we said before, it's very exposed.
It is very, very exposed, isn't it? Like you can see they just have no cover. You can see where the heads will be poking out and firing down for. So potentially they might have to just abandon this strat that they're going for and go for, a low grounded attack and potentially just try and outplay them because
well, they're
it's
building
not
beds on
looking
it.
healthy.
They want to be on the roof by the looks of it. They want to use that as a point, but it's like Whiskey have got the high ground. They are going to rock it down on you. Like, even if Whiskey don't want to be, scumbags, roof campers, whatever, it's just the optimum strategy. Why wouldn't you? So unless Diana are maybe going to do the same back to them and just aim to just level out the middle of their base and just think, you know what, you could be on your roof because we're going to hollow out the middle and just maybe rush you in. Maybe that's the way forward, but it's going to be a very risky one for Diana. We'll be keeping an eye on Shao 8 particularly, seeing as he's their top shooter. But no, not concerned, dude. Again, has had some good sessions lately too. Joke Thug Life here for Whiskey, just having a scout below. And you can see Bugor has called out, pointed out he's lurking around the walls. But we're doing a little bit of a tour around the maps. We'll bring you a few of these teams. You can see Gamers getting stuck in here with NTS. NTS are having a bit of difficulty.
And NTS just on 5 points at the moment. Gamers obviously clawing their way up. They're at 34 points now, so not too far away from the top. And it does look like their base structure is very healthy. Like they're looking very good.
So this Gamers base is nice and big. NTS are just here to poke fun, but Gamers are not at all troubled at this base. They are happy to sit on their roof, defend against all comers. You can see here, Phaser and Hoddy. Is it Hoddy? Yeah, Hoddy. Just circling around, getting a sense for things. I don't really see them doing too much damage. If we push a bit further up the hillside here, obviously we're back to the likes of EBK and Fernet. Let's see, we had the Sis boys over this way. Sin sucks, rather. And worth pointing out as well, the reason Sin sucks is because Synergy is playing, I believe, with Oldham Bald rather than playing with them. So it's that level of petty we're about. We love that. That is Rust. Here, a bit further north, we have Team Bastard, which makes sense that the Bastard's built in the north. But it's a weird base. It's quite tall, but it's very thin. And I every week say I want somebody to get foundation wiped. This is a foundation wipe job, That's not hard at all, is it?
No, that would take a couple of minutes at best if people get on top of them. But they're quite isolated. I mean,
yeah, and obviously with the height advantage as well, they've got the hillside to shoot down at, and anyone who's coming in by helicopter. So maybe it's one of those ones that's an underdog, a black horse, quiet.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a bait, It's kind of like come and take this, come and try and base wipe us. And I think that as long as they play and have planned well, I think this could be their strat. Like at the end of the day, they do have the opportunity to take out people before they get in range. But it looks like Spoof is going to start eyeing them up a little bit here, getting ready.
Yeah.
And they're hungry for it at the moment.
Yeah. Well, I'm English goes down. Asimov started to come through the gate now as well. I'm just wondering who else is flanking out, if anyone. They seem fairly content at the moment, but Spoof looking to get in the mix. You can see Red also in the water tower over here, overlooking the water treatment. Getting the med box, just getting himself any bits he can. 134 has gone down 2.
Just coming into the last minute of the attack phase and didn't ask, has actually managed to take the lead over 1v5 and Diana, getting them at 79 points. So we'll just see if they can actually, in this last 30 seconds, keep that lead and get the bonus points going into the rating.
Yep, going to bring ourselves back over to Didn't Ask and RQC, because again, this could possibly be one of our earliest raids. And say 25 seconds, you'll find out, because there will be boom somewhere. But Didn't Ask, you can see that popping shots through the gate here. I can't tell if that's an M21 or an M9 pistol. Yeah, they're not the greatest geared.
Have a look. It's just a couple of seconds left now as we're going to go straight into the raid phase. An hour and 30 minutes now.
There we have it. Didn't Ask get the 10 points. Oh, what? Whoa. instant elimination by Alaska for OBC. Let's bring
Oh my
ourselves.
goodness, yeah, they were straight in there. They didn't waste any time whatsoever. Alaska just straight up to the top here.
So just trying to look through to see where anything was. I mean, it's a very stone base inside, so no surprise, but damn, that was quick.
Yeah, that was very, very quick, and they have complete control already, and obviously now they have 2 bases at hand. Just
You can see we've got a few raids going on there, we've got an explosion down there, so we go to the nearest one first. And there you go, 158, whoa!
oh my goodness.
Another one, HSP instantly. TC was up here, got battered out, 1v5, jump into lead, 118 points now. Somebody else getting boomed over here too. Purge and Kittens going at it. Here's what we're talking about, rooftop raiding. If you've got it, why not use it?
Yeah, exactly, and Whiskey are just going hard as well, separate against Diana, and they're doing exactly what we spoke about, just dominating Diana right now, just getting blasted from the air. There's so much going on.
Yeah. We'll cut back over to Diana in 1 second. Obviously, you can just see here the damage being done to Purge. Just wondering if maybe they find a TC on this side, but I'd be very surprised. They're just absolutely shitting on this wall frame here.
And it looks like they're just going to get taken from both directions. Easy starting to push out as well.
Yeah, you can see Buddy and make our lives easy, why don't you? Just I say they're very close to breaching into core here. They've breached the outer layer. There's the core wall behind it.
And what are they going to do here? Purge just seem to be trapped and not really having an answer at the moment. Kittens are just dominating Purge right now, sorry.
Yeah, and a reminder as well for anyone who might not know, obviously any new watchers, you can repair while being raided, you can put stuff up, but again it won't be full HP, so if you're putting up a sheet wall thinking it'll have full integrity, it will not. It will block a rocket, which is still worth it, but it won't have the full HP until it's had time to build up. I think it takes about 90 seconds, so it's worth doing, but it's not going to stop the rot, especially with the splash damage. Rocket damage might be lessened against PvP purposes, but you can see there now it's starting to punch a hole in here.
Yeah, and Purge just aren't holding on at all. They're just getting rocketed going down one by one. It looks like, the whole left side has been broken into by ZZ as well. ZZ are in the back side of Purge right now, and Purge are in a lot of trouble. ZZ are laddering up to the roof as well, catching Purge off guard potentially. There's nobody on the roof, and it could actually be ZZ now defending for Purge. They want the points. They could actually try and take out Kittens.
If you're the Z's here, just let Kittens do the work and break holes in it for you. Just say, here they go, C4 and in. Just be the rats inside. Don't worry about anything like, the outside breaking. Just be rats, get inside, get yourselves deep, and just, let other people do the dirty work for you. You can see they're making the bottom breach as well. That was the C4. I thought it was up high. It's not. And they're going for this triangle again, with the base styles, the build styles that we see week in, week out, and also, watching previous events, people like Yogi, they keep an eye on these things because they know where people are building. They build themselves, they watch videos, they play wipes. And look at that, we're into a corridor. That corridor could contain TC. You never know.
You never know, and TC, you're right. They're just being rats. You got 2 on the roof right now, just not letting anything happen. They can't Purge are just in so much trouble. Obviously, ZZ's not letting the Kittens in. Yeah.
Well, we've quickly moved back over to back down the southeast because Lich are getting raided by Santa. Santa have breached. They are in their base. You can see big movement here. I know it's 8v8, but they've gone in as a 5, as a 6. Just getting straight in.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, complete chaos as well.
Oh, Num opened the door at the wrong time. There's a door saved. Now it's a case of where they're going to start booming. Did hear some boom nearby as well, which again, as you pointed out, Ra, was the Diana versus the Whiskey raiding.
Yeah, and look at Diana just looking like they're in so much trouble. They're trying to get anything. Obviously, you've got a member of Gamers here just on the side of Whiskey trying to pick up some kills, but yeah, Diana
that was
in so much trouble.
That was TC. Diana are gone. Just like that, Diana. Gone. Damn. So Pyrokine's an 8-kill streak for Kittens, but Whiskey have punished Diana for not necessarily bad placement of their base, but particularly a bad build style. They could have had themselves some roof shielding and could have been able to safely repel from there. But again, Whiskey were the ones that being aggressive first, and Whiskey will now loot up Diana's base. It does put Whiskey into 5th place, 72 points, so excellent work there.
Yeah,
Quick
you
look
do
back
see a
over.
couple of gamers just lurking around here though, trying to pick up stuff. They've got actually 5 members pushing onto where Diana was, and Whiskey is just looking to get everything out and be safe. And we'll go back over to you.
So Santa are now blowing their way into some of these doors and trying to push through. And so slow and steady raiding from them. Maybe a little bit too slow. Come on, boys. We've brought the camera.
We need some highlights here. Come on.
We brought the camera along. Come on, you can at least put on a show for us. So we're in now. Next section. I imagine loot. Tell me loot or bedrooms here. Probably bedrooms really rather than loot. But slow and steady from Santa. So we'll come back to them in a second. We do have a bit of raiding going on up here because RNC didn't ask. Both pushing in on RQC. RQC was one we mentioned before we thought would be raided sooner.
Yeah.
And, yeah, here we are. Only going now.
They're both going. RQC going from the bottom and didn't ask going from the top. And they're going to meet in the middle looking for this TC.
So the problem is, it's worse than that. We've got RNC and RQC and then didn't ask. So real name fuckfest for anyone watching. RQC are the ones, this is their RQC base, they are defending. RNC want to steal it, and didn't ask are the ones really doing the work on the raiding here. So if RNC do steal it off didn't ask, then they will be very happy. But at the moment, didn't ask looking like the favourites to get it, and it would put them into 1st place. So 109 points for didn't ask the 2nd.
Still found nothing at the moment, but they seem to have found where people are respawning, which is obviously great for them, and didn't ask finding more ammunition and more guns, so they're getting close, but they just don't know where it is at the moment.
So they've taken a lot out here, but still doors, beds. Getting beds out's a great method of keeping a team down. You can hear
just trying to defend, but
yeah, oh, there you go. He slumps. Your gun's down. It feels like the end of days here for RQC.
It does. It's just them fighting for them lives. They're on life support right now, just trying to get back inside. But it just every time they even show up, you just see a red name pop up, and that's it for them.
Yep. I say core is exposed, so TC is going to be lurking around one of these spots. He was up top. Yeah, Lev, keep an eye out. Let's try and find the breach down here again.
Yeah, and just got Dinnars picking up everything they can, and they're just leaving them with absolutely nothing. Obviously, RQC just trying to push back forward. You got Rama coming in from the side, and a gamer's helicopter gets shot out of the air there as he tries to land on his Dinnars to pin him down.
Yeah, you can see the names lurking in the sky still, clearly trying a little minicopter approach. Now, are we going to be safe to come through this door? Yes, we are.
Yeah, at least the base design is good. I mean, they're wasting a lot of time here just trying to find this TC. Obviously, it's not pressing, but they don't want anyone else to take it from them.
And it's, it's one of those things we say, base design makes a huge difference, having a big builder. It's part of why I do think Team Sinsux will do quite well today compared to their normal efforts, just because they've got date value back on board. And you can see how reliable that BG's team are on him for building. Same for people like Sven, odd builds, unusual styles, throw people off. Balancing that unknown element with functionality makes a big difference.
Exactly, and everyone's just blasting through every door, but they still haven't found it. They're using so much of their time and resources as well. Like, they're obviously they know they're gonna get a good amount of points here, but can they then convert that with the amount they're using?
And so at this point in time, if they get the TC, they're only 3 points ahead of 1v5. That's how long it's taken them to raid here. That gap is just whittling down. And in the time they're not doing it, Kittens could maybe take Purge. And if that happened, then Kittens will jump up suddenly as well. Oh, there you go.
Oh, well. Do go down there, but it doesn't look like Kittens get any points.
No, ZZZ's got Purge. Let's have a quick look over. Sorry, Game is fighting here as well. Press, where are we looking? There we go, up northwest. So the Z's steal the kill onto Purge rather than Kittens.
Yeah, it looks like Kittens have actually retreated here, getting themselves back and potentially just ready to get raided themselves now. They have to be a bit defensive. Obviously, their build is huge.
Let's say the rat job works for Z's. They are up into 3rd now, 109 points. Kittens will be a bit disappointed, but their next target has got to be this base here. of the Z's. Get them out of the way.
Absolutely.
Because if they get them out of the way as well, they know they've just got the loot here, so they can take both sets of loot effectively and then make a push at the 1v5. That could be our head-to-head big time. So, going to quickly go back to RQC. You can see a lot of fighting up in the northeast, sorry. I want to go check that out. Oh, there you go.
Oh, they just get it.
Where are we looking? Where are we looking, boys? I'm coming in on fast camera, I don't care. Where was it? Surely it's behind one of these doors, I think, then. Oh, I can't see. Bastards.
Yeah, no.
Taking it
Such
as
a
the
good
last
build that
second.
we can't even see it go through walls.
Just as we back into the fight. You can see NTS making a push on Gamers. After I said Gamers were under no real pressure from NTS, well, they clearly took offence at my words, and they are bullying their way here. Slow and steady on the corner. But it's the right way to approach, breach that corner, see what style they can get an idea of based on the corner's design. And from that you can deduce where to look in the base best for the PvP and then the raiding.
And there's a lot going on up here as well.
Yeah, you mentioned Spoof before.
Yeah, and look at this. Just holy moly, they have gotten themselves nice and close. They are now just rocketing it. Like I said, it's maybe a bait. Like, potentially Bastard here. Feeling pretty confident, but
I like the counter-rocketing though. Asimov firing rockets back at the walls, get the cover out of the way. Yeah, don't see enough of that.
Yeah, give them a chance just to pick up some cheeky kills as well. Like, if you don't see it coming towards you, if you're healing or reloading, it could be big damage to your team. But yeah, it looks like the size of the walls, they might not go for a full structure wipe, but they could potentially wipe out 3 or 4 layers here.
I mean, it feels to me like, say, somewhere around this part might be where TC's lurking. We know these walls here are just garage doors. So a lot of garage doors in place, to be fair. There's Spoof around the back too. Sunday HT, is he on the flank?
Yeah, it looks like he is. Let's go have a look.
That's a hell of a flank if he is. Because
is.
He's on his own, but Killer catches out.
Flank. He's actually gone on a pilgrimage on the way.
Yeah.
And he's ready to bring some religious beliefs over to the side of Bastard. Maybe get them to change their name for next time.
Yep. Language not tolerated by the Lord, and Spoof are making the push here. We'll know when they... obviously they breached the wall in a couple of spots. They are starting to go for a ground approach as well now.
Yeah.
Kev getting chased. Oh, but turned around and slaps him. Oh! Yeah, you didn't want to do that, my friend. You just fell out the roof. You fell off the roof.
That is bad. That's bad timing, and... it's looking like Spoof might actually just go for this structure wipe here. They're pushing in. They've got some breaches going down as well now, and they're just moving their way through slowly.
Trying to see where they're going. Obviously, they're not in this bit. Or at least not yet. There you go. Camera work got in here too quickly for them. So... you can hear some... is that being... oh, grenades. Smoke grenades. Excellent.
Oh my goodness. Okay, just, they give themselves some cover as they move in here.
Yeah.
Not letting themselves get rocketed or shot from the roof. It kind of denies that whole roof peeking element.
So they're still defending up high. It's I get the thing that maybe if they're happy to defend up high, maybe then TC is up high. But yeah, like I say, I'd be aiming around this level with Matbok.
Yeah, exactly. You've just got more of Spoof running in as well now, and it's just looking more and more doomed for Bastard. But maybe they can pull something out. Maybe they can get lucky enough, but they need to hurry up and get aggressive right now and try and get Spoof out of their base. Give them time to recover.
Definitely. Well, there you go. This is what we said. They are foundry wiping.
Look at this. Explosions just going one by one. They know what they want, and it's getting closer and closer. And they're all just so happy. You hear them scream. They're all screaming bye-bye as they're slowly...
Yeah. And obviously as well, for the audience, obviously, we can't bring you the global chat, but because Ra's obviously not on broadcast in terms of his camera work, he can look in the game at the global chat and see what they're saying. And I imagine, there's going to be players in there that are not very happy at this. We normally see Salt, and that's part of why we don't broadcast it in case somebody says something a bit against TOS. But I guarantee there's going to be a bit of...
yeah, no, I've just got multiple Spoof members just saying bye-bye as they were looking up at the roof there. Just waiting, and you can see the ground is so close. Bastard must be furious right now. They've had this massive oversight, and Spoof have figured it out, and because they have control, there's just nothing Bastard can do other than wait for their demise. Yeah. They can't even get down off the roof.
So you can see Spoof there, putting C4 on the outer edges now too. They know they're the hardest parts to rocket, so keep rocketing inside.
You've got, just want to show you, you got Alaska, you got 2 members of Alaska coming up from behind Spoof here. Could potentially be, but also should let them through. Try and just let Alaska take.
Oh, Santa goes down to Alita. Yep, remember, and Maelstrom coming in, and Aaron's 4 of them now.
Like potentially Alaska could be here just to steal this. Spoof in a lot of trouble, but they are inside. They have the cover. Obviously, it's whether Buster want to let them in and think they have a better chance fighting against Alaska than Spoof.
So it's getting a bit dangerous now for Spoof. They've not only overplayed the hand, but they've brought in one of the big boys to come and cause trouble with. Arans, you recognise as a veteran player, has played a lot of base invaders. Just go down, cast a curse at the moment. But, you know, this is not somebody who's going to back down just after one death. He will come back in and cause more trouble. So it's a case of how quickly Spoof can get this Foundry wipe done. Bring this little tower toppling.
Yeah, I tell you what, they're not far off now. They're really going for it. They're keeping Buster at bay as well. Buster's just not able to get back down. And yeah, they just can't get to any of their resources. Imagine to check inside here and...
Well, they are actually pushing in. They're jumping up, so I don't know if they're carrying on with the Foundry wipe if they got enough C4 for it, or maybe they're just thinking, you know what, fuck it.
Let's, maybe they think they're in a bit of trouble with Alaska obviously pushing them and going for a different plan here, but 1v5 on an 8-kill strike as well.
Spoof. So there's your next step up. Are they not going up for it? Interesting. Just bring our camera up in. There you go. Radar back activated again. Does happen once in a while, unfortunately. You can see Spoof well in control. There's barely any members here of Bastard left now.
Yeah, and Spoof just flying in helicopters as well, just getting themselves as much loot and gear as they can, just picking up everything.
So, because Faceful are led there for the Bastard member there, Matt Pop. It's all quieting down a bit, but other than the men on the roof, Spoof are in a real good position here.
Yeah, and that's going to bring them up at a good amount of points. Obviously, they 1v5 and didn't ask are really steaming ahead right now, but it could leave them with a bit of a bounty on their head as well coming in.
Oh, double raid complete. There you go.
Oh my
Gamers have gone to NTS here up on the hillside. Sorry, LSDF have gone here to 1v5, so 1v5 huge lead now, 228 over second place, didn't ask 181. And the other one we'd had down here was the Gamers that Whiskey came in on as well, but NTS were the ones getting that one out of the way. And you can see Santa in the scrap heap, they're on the lookout for a raid. And also Sinsux, Day and Sirius farming that. So looking to get some extra loot. Whether for repairing, build the base up or booming. You can see here, Santa under heavy fire. They've got someone in the passenger seat, so I can't jump in and steal a seat. It's always fun to have a little ride along. You can see that occupied.
Yeah.
But, yeah, bit of a scouting mission.
Looking rough for them, though. That helicopter's getting shot down at the moment.
I wonder if they're going to come in on this, but I think maybe not. Or are they?
Yeah,
I think this could be the decline. Yeah, I think Santa are coming to contest Spoof here onto Bastard's base.
Yeah, and this could be it, but can Spoof get it quick enough? But yeah, that is a big push. You got a couple of members of Alaska here as well, and it's going to be potentially a four-team raid. Santa looking like they're pathing back round. Where are they going?
They've backed out, so I think maybe they gave up on it, thinking it was maybe too difficult for them to land safely without getting boomed out, given the control Spoof have. But again, Spoof have slowed down. It makes me feel like maybe
Spoof have gotten it. Spoof have gotten it.
Oh, did they get it? Sorry.
Yeah, Spoof has taken them out. Or it might have been Alaska might have got the steal. I'm not sure how far Alaska was ahead.
I don't see.
But yeah,
no, Bastard are showing on the list. I don't think the raid's actually finished.
Oh yeah, no, it's just a lot of dead people by the looks of it. Yeah, Bastard are still alive. Never mind. But
again, though, we've got to be close because there's only what, like 3 spaces where a door could be left anyway.
Yeah.
So you're just having a look around here. You can see everywhere's open. I think.
Yeah.
Is this? No, they're all open frame sides. So it's got to be in a sneaky little place down here somewhere.
Yeah, and I'm sure they will find it in just a moment. I just, they're just wasting a lot of time again. Like these very time consuming with this base, and I think you were right. They should have just floor wiped it if they had the chance, because like they would have had it so much quicker.
Yep. So it feels like they came a little bit underprepared for the Foundy wipe, which topple it all down as Pillow go to Lich. So it's somewhere up here is where they're looking at the moment. They're breaching, but there's nothing new they've taken out there as TNT goes out from a respawn outside. There's nothing outside. Sorry, there's nothing they've taken here yet. I mean, as we breach in here, we know there's some doors in here. Come on, be here. We want to catch one definitely on camera. We've got a few on camera so far, but not quite a direct one.
Yeah, and a couple more doors for them to breach through here. Are they going to find it? Ooh.
And now, see, typically we shouldn't peek much, but obviously we know they're booming through with rockets and C4, so these doors will fall. There's a door here.
Yeah.
I imagine this is going to be the one.
Oh. Come on, we're all waiting. We're all
there
waiting for the moment.
There we go.
There we go. They found it.
Again, we try and be careful about these things, but we know they're pushing through here. It's inevitable, and there you have it.
There we go.
Boop. Bastards eliminated. Nice spoof. Took a long time, didn't it, Ra? But we got there. We got there.
Yeah, you know what? Fair play to their commitment. They're just going to have to now get out. And, they've still got an hour left to climb up. And obviously, as more teams die down, the points won't shift as quickly. But they need to get themselves another couple on the board right now.
Yep. Well,
they're going to have any chance.
Quickly moving over to Olden Bull's base, we found where Santa went. They went for the big dogs. And see Santa Maria goes down 0-0. Here, hiding. It's all very, very careful. Oh, Berry gets slotted. Omni knows he's in there, though. He's coming looking. Yeah. Oh, whoa! He knows he's in there, but still gets his head kicked in. Here comes Danny. Danny!
There we go, there we go.
There you have it. Danny in the hula skirt says, you know what?
Yeah.
This is how you kill him.
There's still another member of Santa lurking there. He gets taken out. Old and bold on it at the moment.
Yep. And it looks like, obviously, again, Danny's built a very big, complicated base, and he's basically designed to take a beating. So, Santa, I imagine Santa might have blown for a lot of their raid materials, but it looks like Old and Bold have defended, which is, say, surprising as well. Like, looking at the board, sorry. We've got 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 teams left out of our 29. And Old and Bold are 18th with Santa 19th. These are two teams we'd expect to see top 10. RNC aren't further ahead. It's a very strange leaderboard for those of us who, regular watchers and fans of the tournament. A bit topsy-turvy.
Yeah, but it's still early on. There's still an hour and a bit left, so they've got plenty of time here to kind of pull things back, and letting people push onto you at the start and waste their resources if you're confident enough that they're not going to be able to break through. But it's easier now coming on the attack here, and Old and Bold aren't going to catch a break.
Say Z are all back in here. They've breached the compound wall. Old and Bold are expecting. So just bring the camera a little bit there for the radar. But Purpley and the gang, they know when there's weakness. Squishy there. Actually, yeah, I know Sin sucks. Maybe Sin isn't the one over here. Squishy's here with Old and Bold rather than Synergy. So maybe Synergy wasn't just available. We'll find out afterwards, I'm sure. But Beatrice here gets beamed out from within the furnaces. Yeah. You see 1v5 are turning up now.
Yeah, and they all want
Old and Bold. Yep, so 1v5 are the ones doing the Z's a favour, but again, you really need the Z's to turn back on 1v5 because Old and Bold, I don't know if they've got it in them to fight off 1v5 comfortably in top place, given they've had such damage. Danny going to be repairing quite quickly inside. Just having a look to see if he's got anything underway yet, or if it's just a case of just defending, really.
Yeah, I think they just have to commit to defending. There's not maybe going to have enough resources to rebuild everything, so potentially not want to do too much damage. As I kind of look through, there are like the eternal structures still. The top few layers are gone, but they're looking pretty healthy still. So
yeah, Purple goes down to Omni, and you see 1v5 more and more members pushing in. 666 goes down. Distribution and Beatrice, yep, taken out as well. Buddy and Purple come back in. A lot of distance fire now coming in from 1v5 on the hillside over here. Hipfire Fishy and Sharky pushing down.
Yeah, and Old and Boulder getting collapsed on from every angle right now. ZZ just camping out in there, trying not to get spotted by 1v5 as well. I think they've recognized they're not the only team here now. But 1v5, everyone's looking healthy, everyone's looking geared up. And maybe ZZ are just going to try and pick a couple of them off, get some kills, get some loot, and maybe back off for a little bit. Let 1v5 do some of the work, knowing that they are further ahead. And then come in for a foul sweep and kills. We'll have to see.
Yep. There's a good quick bit of repair work there on the wall. They've gone for a wooden barricade rather than the stone compound wall. At least gets it filled up. But 1v5 are now punching a hole at this base. They're looking to raid properly. The only thing is, obviously, with do them, maybe the rocket boom will draw some attention from behind. But again, 1v5, you can see there their little bed structure they're building up, boxes as well. They're here for the raid. We're going to have those two people building and bringing in the loot, ready to slap down. So it's not looking good.
1v5 looking very, very confident right now, and I don't know, maybe there's a chance that ZZ do come in and sweep this, but with them building a little raid base here, it's going to be significantly more difficult for ZZ to come in and clean this up with a couple of cheeky kills. And it looks like most of them have disappeared now. Old and Bold cleaning them out.
Yeah, so we managed to get rid of the ZZs, but obviously, because just getting rid of one team doesn't get rid of the other, and 1v5 would be the more dangerous of the two. We're going to come back to this in a second. Obviously, we have got a few other raids around, so we just want to make sure we don't miss anything out there. Because we do have RNC down here. Just double check, that's Gamer's base. RNC making some moves. So down in 16th place with Diana Gun, 64 points. Joker, clean kill there, onto Wince. See a lot of damage done, a lot of doors open, lots of holes breached.
Yeah, and it's just loads going on at the moment. RNC pushing in at the moment as well. A few Gamers members floating about, but mainly just RNC. Ukraine potentially coming in. You got to see a Ukrainian member just on the inside here, trying to look at too much. But
and again, you know, Gamers have built this advent calendar style base. You know, there's doors everywhere. It's very much, you know, deal or no deal style of just, is it behind this one? But at the moment, you know, no success yet for Joker. But there's not really many more places left for them to, you know, put the TC in this style of base. You know, got a few more doors down here, but I'm pretty sure RNC will have the boom for it. Let's cook Tema outside. Has he got a gun or not? Because you just let Nico walk past you, mate.
Or maybe he's just.
And he's down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's not the greatest. Let's one man get past him, so that's Wince beam out. Bit of a flop player there. See MV going upstairs with Archer Queen.
And you obviously got Gamers here, Nico picking up and
there you go.
Yeah, they are really booming this, but once again, have they found anything yet? Doesn't look like it, but they are just, you know, taking down the advent calendar, like you said. They've opened most of the doors, and it's just looking more and more doomed the further they go into the space.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be really funny if this was the one door.
The
after
singular
all
one
of that
they've left. It's always that thing, isn't it? It's always the last one. No matter how many times you do this kind of thing, you always find it's the last door. Hidden away in plain sight.
Yeah, the last possible thing. So RNC in strong control here. 40 points for them would put them at 108, which does jump them into tied 9th place.
Yeah, and it's just looking like RNC are getting through. There are a couple of doors opening and closing in there, so there are still some members that are trying to hold this base down. But nothing. Hey, you saw a couple of the garage doors closing just a moment ago.
Oh, Joker does go down to Archer Queen. You can hear the boom as well. I'm just not sure if that's the Ukraine members. You see Jack is inside. Or is he actually? Let's just double check. Yep. Well, he was. He got slotted.
Yeah, he was.
There's a door there. Ooh, there's a door there. Interesting.
Ooh, nice find, nice find.
So we'll see if that's maybe the way. We've got explosions around S10, we just heard, but let's have a quick check further north. Because Didn't Ask are making a push into Rama. Rama in 12th, Didn't Ask in 2nd. 40 points here would be great for Didn't Ask. Would keep them in the running with 1v5.
Just catching up to you, but yeah, it's just... Didn't Ask really do need the 40 points right now just to keep themselves level at the moment. An hour down, 30 minutes down, sorry, and both didn't ask and 1v5 definitely looking very healthy and happy to kind of keep raiding, which is good to see.
Yep. Obviously, Oldham Bull's raid defense and the PvP kills involved have punched them up a bit further up the table from where they were, closing in RNC, but say 69 points. It's a nice score, but it's not a great score.
Yeah, definitely. It's all well and good, but they need to pick up their game now because it is getting closer and closer towards people just
Yep.
being so far out in the lead that it's not going to matter.
So Rama's base, though, decent at the moment. It's taking a bit of a hit on the corner, but again, you can see the style of it. It's fairly compact, fairly compartmentalised, resolute. So this one will be here for a little while. Obviously, we did see the raid down here onto Gamers by RNC. Let's go a bit further northeast now, up to near the dome, because EBK and Fernet, are getting stuck in.
Yeah, once again, it looks like everyone's started to really get some good breaches here. EBK seems to be right inside, just trying to explore. And they are taking out Fernet one by one, but Fernet is looking pretty healthy. There are so many doors in here. It could be anywhere.
And again, I mean, the Advent Calendar style came in literally Christmas 2020, and it's stayed a mainstay for such a long time. Plenty of teams have started to adapt. They've gone for like an Advent 2.0 where they build a few doors per floor and they lead into like some hidden corridors inside the walls, almost like a rat run. And that's quite a nice trick because obviously out of sight, out of mind. Really, you're not sure where you were, where you're looking, and
exactly. And you waste a lot more time. It gives teams time to recover.
Even in those cases, just building an Advent Calendar base still is a time waster. So, it's hard work. Santa here up on top of Dome, getting some farm. And a quick look at chat as well. Miles cheering Spoof on, and Soggy Biscuit says GG Spoof. So, Rust fans really do have the best names. Now, we do have some other boom as well. I'm just checking if that was these guys. It's MV for Gamers on an 8 kill streak. And it must have been these guys that are booming through. Got a single and a double door there.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, they're just getting through one door at a time, and does it seem like they have any inkling of where it might be at the moment? I think they're just going in blind right now. I'll give you a nice little update on... Ooh.
Oh, he did go down. He did go down. Sorry, Ryan, you were going to say?
Yeah, I'm just going to give you a quick little update back on the raid of 1v5 versus Old and Bold, and Old and Bold are looking a lot worse for wear. Some of them are going down, but they're holding their base quite nicely, but 1v5 are really getting stuck in now over here. Old and Bold are just slowly getting taken down one by one. They haven't made a huge dent, but it does not look like Old and Bold have much.
And obviously, the war of attrition there as well, getting the players on the big timers, getting them out of the way, then you'll start to see the big base damage come in, 1v5 have not come for a quick run through. They are here to take them out, and obviously with good reason. Really, Oldham Bulls were one of the teams we'd say should be top 5, at least top 10, and have in previous weeks given BG trouble. Players in that team. So by getting them out in the first half of the raid phase, really, that's a great move for 1v5 to solidify their position. So that if it happens again late phase where everyone their granny turns up to raid you, they're not going to be one of the teams there. And because Danny and BG, they know each other, they know their build styles. Having someone like Danny around to raise your base is a pain in the arse because he knows what style you've built. He knows where roughly TC should be. And, BG has been caught out by some builders in the past, because they know each other. They do their research. They know what they're like. And so, yeah, it's going to be tricky. Ooh. Clean mint. Coming in for Santa. Can he do anything? Is he doing anything?
I don't know if they know he's there just yet, though. That's the question.
So,
very difficult right now.
Deepek's down here too for Sin Sucks. And Sin is here.
They've got multiple members looking around at the moment, but it doesn't look like too much going on. Also, the south side of the map right now is quiet. I think everyone's taking a little break.
Yeah.
Just maybe limbering up for their next fights, maybe farming up a bit more, but yeah, the rest of the map is very, very quiet. It's 3 raids going on right now, and that's it.
Yep, Sinsucks are poking that raid and poking at spoofing their own base as well. As you say, we go back to the northeast. You can see Old and Bald versus 1v5. The Z's and now Kittens, to be fair. Kittens coming in could push off 1v5 because you see 1v5 members starting to dwindle. They are starting to struggle a bit.
So you spoke about the war of attrition, but they do actually have to be able to get in and get something done and make a dent. Otherwise, it just doesn't work out.
And obviously, there's blood in the water, figuratively and literally, perhaps. With Berry Mafia boss down as well. But, you know, Yogi, the rat. No pushover, Yogi, grizzled veteran. I swear he's only like 20, but still.
Yeah, well, you know, the great part about Rust is you can be a veteran at any age as long as you play enough.
Exactly. So these are, you know, one Old and Bald's team and no pushovers. And so with the bases on they've got, they can be fairly confident in the holding ground. As Beatrice goes down, Berry Mafia goes down again. There is a bit of boom coming in, but...
Yeah, it looks like you've got Zeezy. I don't know if you can see this behind. Just taking out 1v5 at their raid base. Actually just destroying everyone as they're respawning. You've just got one single one over
who's
here.
inside? Who's it? Oh, there he is. Little rat.
Yeah, it's cheeky. I mean, it's cheeky, but it's working. No one knows you're there, and there are so many explosions going on elsewhere. And you've got two members of ZZ over here at the side of where 1v5 set up their raid base, and yeah, they've gotten all of their equipment. They managed to flank them and take them out, and 1v5 had none the wiser, and they've got so much.
He's in that way, my guy. Can you spot him? There you go.
Oh, and he takes him down.
Oh, he loses!
Oh my goodness.
Whoa, oh, he's dropped. There you go, he's dropped. But maybe he comes back. That's the thing. He might, you know, bounce back a bit.
Does anyone else get down there in time to find him?
So they haven't got a ladder up here at the moment. That's the thing. A lot of the base structure has been knocked out of the way. If he gets back up, that is incredible because he will just sit and heal. There they go. There you go. Vaulting, and there's the kill.
Yeah, there we go. Cleans him up.
Clean the rat out the inside of the base. 1v5 are spawning back at their little spawn house up here. You can see, you know, they've got the wall up, they've got some of the foundations. It is something that might be getting changed in future. About building foundations to get beds out, because again, the amount of pressure bed speed can put onto our consistency of a raid. It's become quite a bit of the meta at the moment for a team that's really serious. But you can see here, Kittens, bags going down, Purple gets taken by Kaz Ra. All the D's getting hit from the tree line as well, so it's becoming a bit of a, for lack of a better phrase, fuckfest really. Everyone and anyone just wants to have a bash at Old and Bald here. There's blood in the water and everyone's going, well, my arm want to go, no, I want to fight them. So I think Old and Bald, if Old and Bald can get a bit of a respite like they are now and keep, you know, just picking up a bit of raid defense points bit by bit, we might see them at the end of the event in the top 5 because they had about 90 raid defenses. So we'll see how they get on. Going a bit further south then. Rama's raid has ceased at the moment. As you see, it's slowed down in the south.
You've got Whiskey getting pushed by BLM right now. This is actually looking really bad for Whiskey. As BLM are dogpiling onto the roof. You've got like 5 or 6 people and a helicopter landing. Whiskey coming home. That's huge! Oh my goodness. Everyone's just on one right now. But
Look at that though.
Looking weak. There's a couple of members still here, but BLM are being ratty around the base. Just hiding out. Only one member of BLM getting lasered. And Lich are inside as well. There's a couple of members of Lich hanging out. Not sure whose base this currently is, but no, this
is Whiskey's. Whiskey landed on their own base to defend. The quick fire there, Spills slotted about 3 different people on that little roof peak on the edge there. But Lich are the ones really making a push here. I'm just trying to find where Lich have gone in. There you go. There's the breach down bottom. Whiskey getting ready from the bottom by Lich.
And it was looking so good for Whiskey earlier on, but Whiskey are in a lot of trouble now. You got BLM, you got a ratty player just hiding around the roof peaks. Whiskey doesn't even see him. And oh my goodness, BLM have managed to get in, but Lich are in the bottom, and it's going to be a race between Whiskey, Lich, and BLM right now, just to see who actually
if Lich do take TC, Lich go to 163, that would put them into 6th place out of EBK. You know, it's really, really imperative for a quick raid here for Lich.
You got Zerg coming in, just trying to clean up, and it does look like some of Lich are going down.
Oh, here we go.
You got Zell here as well, and are they going to be able to pick up
anything? Oh, they get the kill onto Zerg. Spectacular.
Oh,
spectacular. You are spectacular.
Yeah, they
I like it when it works out like that. Zell goes down from the bed. Here come 2 more from behind you, mate.
Ooh.
So they're shutting doors, but
not enough for them right now. They've been taken out.
There's booming elsewhere. We've got more boom going on too. I really want to go check. Oh, there you go. Raids popping off everywhere now. Christ.
Yeah, all at once. The second we say a moment of calm, everyone is going for it.
Yeah. So I got very lucky there with my little camera work because I nearly could have gone through somewhere I shouldn't have done perhaps. But again, seeing who's here, it's all quieting down a little bit. So let's go check further down because Santa are pummeling Lich. This is why Lich have stopped. Lich's base is getting ripped a new arsehole. Look at this core work.
Oh
Bang.
my goodness. But at the same time, in the raid just over the road, you've got BLM getting raided here by gamers. So they're on the defense as well, and it's just...
So it's great for Whiskey. Whiskey, both teams raiding Whiskey just get pulled back instantly. But at this point, it's like Lich have just been smashed about. This is not looking good at all. Very empty base in the centre now. And let's just see, can they find TC?
Looking very close. You said they didn't react to it inside, they didn't realise, and yeah, I just think it's a matter of time here before Lich are out, but maybe they can get a last minute defense if they can get inside.
Well, Lardo goes down again, the spawns, Tacular spawning down below. Are they lobbing some C4 down, or are they looking specifically for a door? They're looking specifically. It's always the slow part of the raid, really, when you're going on the hunt finally for a TC door specifically, rather than spamming your way through. With the C4 on the door, we can look. They'll see some more doors as well. They'll want to punch hard. If Santa, last place Santa do get the TC here on Lich, take it, 10th place Lich, it would put them onto 92 points, which just put them just behind NTS in 17th place then. So it's not a huge jump, but it's a bit of a game changer for them because the loot they get off Lich and the ability to then go and run around the area too.
Yeah, and Whiskey they've got nobody in their base now. They're completely clear. Just have so much time now to kind of rebuild and hopefully get some of that equipment back. They can look healthy going into the second half of this raid.
Teggy in chat wanted to look at Santa, which obviously we are following now. So sorry we didn't catch that a bit sooner, but here you go, Santa raiding. And Big Mosket says show team Kittens or Rama please. Well, obviously we've just done a bit of Rama. We will check back in on Kittens shortly. See who's doing what, but Doki's doing a bit of the work here with the killing. Archer Queen hits an 8 kill streak for gamers as well. And yeah, Santa have been forced out. Lich's base has been gutted, but not enough. Santa have been dealt with. So there'll be some raid defense points coming in there. Quick look at launch site, and didn't ask our taking at the Bradley tank here. Quick look around. Let's see, 1 crate, 2 crate, 3 crates, 15 points there.
And that's good points coming in, obviously. Trailing 1v5 here, and just trying to see where 1v5 are getting all these points from. Are they doing anything at the moment, or is everything calmed down for them?
Probably still raiding up here. Obviously, you can see OT for Z's up on the hillside. Distribution hiding out on the water's edge. Are they downed at the moment? Oh, they are down in the water. There you go.
Yeah.
There's the body. Look at that. Gear on them. All for raiding. You know. Not sure what's going on with this, because obviously you can't build structures outside bases now, so let's say something we might flag with the admins there. But otherwise, it's looking steady. Steady defense there.
And I don't know if you've seen, but Pyrokeens for the side of Kittens has managed to find where 1v5 have got their little raid base again. And he's just wiping 1v5, not giving them a chance to respawn, and it's taking a lot of pressure off of one Old and Bold again. And Kittens finally goes down, but that's a lot of time wasted again. It's just stopping them getting a good timing off of their raid on Old and Bold, because every time they try anything, they just get flanked, and they need to move it. They need to do something different.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they'll move it, but obviously Pyrokeens having their number is a big problem. You can see here, D's keeping an eye on the background there, just trying to keep people away. Just going to see where else Kittens are about, because obviously we mentioned that people want to know what Kittens are up to. We haven't seen too much of them, so we're going to do our usual TTP trick of team teleport. Let's go looking for Kittens. See what we can find. And they are still back here at base then, so Pyrokeens spawn back. Kittens back in their tower dealing with the Z's. Obviously, again, the back and forth. Neither team really raiding each other because of the back and forth.
Yeah, and it's just
So we've
stagnating a little bit, potentially giving some
yeah.
other teams a chance to come back
Well,
up.
again, this is Alaska's base. Let me just double check with the prod command, and there you go, LF Alaska's base. That's a big fat base, but it's also starting to get armoured up. They could quite happily go and just kick a fight with Kittens, and Kittens wouldn't be able to do much.
Exactly.
So I'm say it's slow and steady at the moment, but somebody's going to do something soon. Speaking out though, here's Alaska. That's why they're not doing anything here. They are raiding NTS.
Yeah. At the same time, though, Alaska is actually getting raided by Rama here, so a lot going on, a lot of back and forth, people leaving their bases exposed and kind of relying on that Advent Canada style just to keep them up while other people have a go at their base.
Just looking here, you can see obviously the damage on this corner. Armoured base bit, but they've punched through a couple of different spots. I'm sure I heard a helicopter then. Just spinning around in case I'm going paranoid. Apparently so. Hearing things. The decline of Kaz. Once we breach into the base, you can see LF Alaska deep. Oh dear. Ooh, there was a double headshot crunch. Remember my name getting slapped by titanium. Barlow pops out too. So he takes a bit of a hit. Does get down actually, yeah. So might be GG for him. Space is looking very, very vulnerable at the moment.
Definitely, definitely, and it looks like on just an update for Old and Bold, everyone has stopped raiding them. They've given up. Old and Bold have a good time now just to recover. Obviously, you got a couple of 1v5 members coming in, but Omni just getting a beautiful kill onto distribution, and that is their
Yeah,
base
seeing
completely
down.
cleared out now, and they're happy. They're recovering, and like you said, that's a lot of raid defense for them. So good for them, actually. I'm very, very impressed. They had 2 or 3 teams gunning for them, and their build and their style has just held up for them, and you can turn things around a little bit now.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously we see here, obviously, you said about them being happy. I don't think they'll be happy. I think they'll just be satisfied they've managed to hold it off. But again, it's been they've pushed themselves up to 11th place, which is, with the raid defense and the fighting, they'll be satisfied with that. I say, it's got themselves some points on the board, got themselves in contention. Now what they want to do is go out and kick someone in the head. You've got to go out and make a push. I think pushing on disease is the way forward. If we just have a look at the map around here, who's around. You've got disease, Kittens, 1v5, then LF Alaska. So that's who they're going to be looking at. They've got to pick fight one of them, really. So we'll see how they get on.
Z's once again have taken the whole of 1v5's raid base now. They're completely out. So Z's actually have quite a big advantage here. They've gotten themselves into a good position. We'll see where they go from here.
So we'll say just trying to keep an eye on the NTS. It's all just a bit, so slow and steady. C4ing is going on, but it's just a case of trying to see where they're going to C4 through. As NTS are coming back in, as crunch, crunch, crunch. Gellin.
Yeah, you got some Alaska members here as well, and also a couple of members of Rama just beaming from a distance. You got one wide in the base as well. Gets a beautiful double kill there.
And so wide down bottom here. Rama are proving no pushovers. I know they're in 12th place, but still, they are proving solid and stable. And you can see Rama on the hillside there, Chunga Changa and Equinox.
Oh yeah, and Rama just trying to push it wide, is kind of doing a one-man mission here, just trying to make something happen. Hiding out, just getting himself some time.
And it's the sort of stuff really with Wide what he's doing. We normally see from like Yogi in Old and Bald, or we see it with Lil Pick from Magadan. As Wide does go down to Snile. Snile getting hit and down though himself. So, B. Arbor in chat says, is it the same map for NA and EU? That is correct, yeah. It's the same... so it's not the same server. We run on 2 different servers, but it's the same map itself specifically, so the terrain will be the same spawn points for stuff. Obviously, that will give teams in NA, if they repeat playing, it'll give them a chance to reposition, decide they want to move somewhere else if they want to. Some teams like to build the same spot. Obviously, BG tends to build a lot in the same spot because that's the ideal spot they've seen from the map itself. But otherwise, some teams, particularly like Diana, building a bit too close to someone else on a low ground and getting rocketed down, I think they'll be moving. And Charles9009 says, can you show Spoof? Well, Spoof are in 5th place, but there's nothing going on at the moment, so we'll try and show them in a second. I just want to see if Rama or Alaska can do anything with NTS before we do. At the moment, it's just a three-way fuckfest. It's just everyone's slapping everyone and see what happens.
Well, Spoof is actually getting ready for a raid right now. You've got a 3-man fuckfest over by Spoof as well. Looking like they're raiding Sinsucks or Fernet.
Yep, well, there you go. Spoof's time.
Of trouble.
You got Spoof here, you got Fernet defending, you got Helicopter getting hit as well. BLM Danny on a 10-kill streak. Not to be confused with Danny at Olden Ball because, you know, like he got a 10-kill streak. And
EPK going in for the top as well. This is a 4-team raid in defense right now, so chaos everywhere. Spoof pushing in from the bottom, fighting out Fernet right now. And EBK are just sneaking their way through the top. They've got 5 or 6 members here just working their way in top down. So it's going to be a race again. Who can get this TC first?
Yeah, so, you know, looking at the base here, oh, it's an advent style. You're missing the wall. It's like, it's one thing to defend, but your base is getting gutted, you know.
Yeah. When you've got this many members hitting you from different directions, where do you even defend from? Like, they look up for a second and they get shot from behind, so there's just no way for them to defend this, and it's going to be a complete race.
Fernet are popping off down here below. They are looking to try to peekaboo play and just guerrilla warfare it, but EPK, they're just bopping everything here, splashing into the corners. Obviously, again, you know, by aiming at certain corners, you can do maximum damage across multiple objects. Reach door, you know, if you get in the middle here, you can hit 4 doors at once, really.
Yeah, and, exactly. It's just a lot quicker to clear out if you've got that advantage, but it looks like Spoof are really going to try and get in there, but 2 members taken out there, and everyone's just getting bombed left, right, and centre.
Yeah, it's not looking great for Fernet, but again, Mr. Question Mark here, outside, popping at Mikey, pops at local prostitute, Snowman as well. They're holding the entrance. Oh, Deepex and Sani go down for Sinsucks and Spoof. There's a mini just drops as someone lands on the roof. You see Santa Scully getting up the Russian comrade.
Yeah, and Spoof's still looking quite strong here. They could definitely get inside, but
so who have we got here though? Because Sin are trying to get involved. We've got Santa on the roof. We've got EBK involved. We've got Fernet defending. That's 4 teams. Yeah, Sin, Spoof, Santa, EBK, and then Fernet defending. So 5-team fight.
And this could be huge for some of the teams as well. This is a big take for them if they've managed to get it. But no, everyone's just kind of deciding whether they need to ignore each other and just try and find that TC first, or if they want to fight it out. Some of them are just sneaking around, trying to not get seen and seeing where it goes from there.
Well, Max Bonobo and Deepex onto the top of Dome here, just getting themselves some loot. And I wonder if that's the case, so they're looking just to loot up to get themselves stuck in onto the rooftop then of this base below, or whether they want to rocket from there. I mean, it's going to be a difficult rocket at that distance. A little bit too far away. If it was on this side of the hill, perhaps you definitely would do that, but at the moment, where's that boom coming? Wow, way too fast. Perils of camera work. I can hear it, but I can't see it. Where are you, you bastards?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it as well. It looks like potentially in the bottom layer. No, nothing.
Well, Fernet does get a defense skill.
Gone quiet for half a second. A moment of peace potentially before everyone restarts again.
Split second before the doom kicks in. As you see here, so many bases building material parts blown out. Doors gone, frames gone, walls gone. It's not looking good for Fernet, even if they hold off. They're not going to be able to afford to repair this. So, and there you go. Sin, Max and Deepex just sniping from up there. Just check on the map, see if anyone else is getting fighting with. Because we've got some other raids. RNC getting in on Didn't Ask all the way around. Let's check. Yeah, Didn't Ask getting RNC, so this could be bad for RNC. Didn't Ask second place. Big raid here. Because taking out RNC is one of the teams who could cause you trouble, even though they are in 18th place. Bit of a scuff tournament for them today in EU.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks RNC are in a bit of trouble here. Didn't Ask are definitely pushing it right now. Once again, using that little cheeky peeking behind the roof here, but it doesn't.
Entry frags downed on the ladder. The fall kills him. That was the worst possible time to be downed. Can't stay on the ladder. The physics won't allow it. But they are punching a hole here nicely. You can see they've breached. You've got an outer layer, you've got an inner layer, then you've got core. So RNC, you know, they're no pushovers by any means. Desert Tick goes down to level.
and didn't ask of getting in slowly. I mean, they're definitely pushing in. It's just whether they can kind of control this and not get flanked once they get inside. But didn't ask looking very healthy right now.
Yeah.
RNC are just respawning on the roof, but going to be potentially instantly lasered, but didn't get seen. So there is some room here, obviously, for them to kind of try and recover. They don't have many resources on the roof itself. They have none now. Actually, they've gone through all of them. So
Yep,
a lot of trouble right now
on the flank as well, just lurking around there. Lich have managed to fend off something. I don't know if Santa came back again or what. So just keep an eye on that. A bit further northeast, we obviously still have the fight here up with Fernet. EBK hitting from the side now. You know, raids are picking up again. 34 minutes. We expect to see a peak here and then probably another spike around the 15 minute mark, just as people get another bit of a loot run done. Tends to be the sort of waves we see it come in. Let's see if anyone can take Fernet out here, though.
Who do you think it's going to be? Is it going to be Sin? Is it going to be...
I'm going BBK. I think it's on this side of the base. I think they're going to find it in one of these doors around this side, and I think that'll be GG. But obviously, fair play to Fernet. They've put up a really good fight in defending. They haven't backed out. They haven't tilted. You know, whether they're shouting in chat or not, you don't know. But they clearly clearly see what's going on. As NTS have gone to Rama. Oh, no, sorry.
Ooh.
Yeah. NTS were being raided. Sorry, we're raiding people. So NTS lose out to Rama here. 1v5 couldn't steal it. Others couldn't steal it. And that puts Rama up into 5th place now. NTS gone. We're in 17th. So, yeah, Rama sitting pretty on 205 ahead of Spoof, 206th place.
Yeah, that's a big steal, actually. 1v5 were in there as well, but didn't manage to pick it up. So, it's a really nice steal.
Boom
obviously.
is picking up here on RNC. You see AK turret just watching on the roof. Somebody just got crunched. Who was that? Entry frag getting poked at. Oh, RNC sack on the side there. So it's still very much anyone's game here. Didn't have to look in control, but RNC never give up on this sort of defense. You know, if they know they can just outlast people.
Yeah, exactly that. And over on another side of the map, you got Kittens, ZZZ, and Alaska all going at it as well. So there's loads going on right now.
Yep, just checking down here because obviously we've got BLM in Ukraine. Can't see who's doing what here. I presume it's BLM raiding Ukraine because I seem to remember Ukraine down here. Yep. So BLM are the ones pushing on this. And again, it feels like every time we come to a raid at the moment, it just all slows down a second. They're like,
everyone just calms down.
Do you want to do an interview or something? What are you doing? Come on, hit them.
We'll get a little bit camera shy, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm a bit worried about messing up on the camera and us all seeing them fail, but everyone's looking like this. Oh, getting in the swing of it again. RNC didn't ask them to going at it as well.
Has RNC have been eliminated but didn't ask? Oh, we only just left that.
Yeah.
Bunch of dicks. So if it comes through,
RNC going down. Didn't ask. Very close to first place now after that. Yep, great pickup.
We're down to 18 teams out of our 29. I'd say 14 teams show on the leaderboard at the end. It'd be interesting if we can get to the last 14 teams. It's always nice when we have everyone on the leaderboard at the end that's left. So Furnace under heavy fire, Ukraine under fire too. Santa looking a bit wobbly after they poked Lich. Red haven't really seen much of Red, so going a bit further north. Let's just have a check of Rama's base because I think they've rode out the attack. And yeah, they are going for raid time, so they're going to pick a new fight. Let's have a look over here too. Whiskey getting picked on by Lich a little bit. This could be the next big raid for Lich. 40 points here, 173 would put them on to 213. Yep, and 213 would put them into 5th place, so top 5 finish for Lich would be a really good turnaround, considering they haven't really played much lately.
Yeah, and more going on at the moment.
So back at the Fernet base, who's here? Hello, somebody do something. I mean, on the one hand, it's exciting because of the fact of how much has been going on here, but I kind of just want to see it move on there and have a fresh raid somewhere. This has become a proper little.
Skill, like they're all just kind of bashing their heads against a brick wall or a steel wall in this case, and not able to do much.
Yeah, it's almost trench warfare, really. Just, you're bogged down in it, and it's not good. There's Red are scouting around there. So we hadn't seen much of Red. They're getting picked
They
on
are
there.
getting lasered there. Holy
Whoa.
moly.
Now,
Oh
was
my
that them
goodness.
going home? They were going home and EBK just beat their face. Oh, here we go. Spoofer raiding. That's why they came back home. So there you go, Charles. This is what you wanted to see. Spoof causing a lot of trouble.
Is it enough though? I mean, there's 3 or 4 of them are in there right now, but...
Yeah, but again, you saw how quickly they got slotted out. Spoof clearly was shooting rather than EBK then.
Yeah,
some very coordinated fire.
Made their way in.
Beds are going.
There's a member of Red here just hiding out. Is he going to be able to take anyone out though? And no, he's just getting rocketed. So he goes down as well. Opens the door at an awful time.
Yep, Sani gets into a good spot.
And oh my goodness.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Where was that?
They found the TC. It was just in the middle of the room. I just saw it.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That
is huge for them, actually. That is so much loot all in this room.
Yeah.
Having a look through, there's rocket launchers.
I'm gonna bring the camera in because I want to see.
Yeah. It was literally where this loot box is, right here, right in the middle. That's crazy. Their rocket just came through the floor and just knocked them out.
Yep. So not dramatic levels of loot we're talking about, but still. You know,
Spoof have got to be happy they didn't invest a whole lot into getting into that base. I mean,
hugely. That's that genuinely that could turn the game because 243 points for them, but they've just got a quick raid off. 28 minutes and a half to go. Another raid for them, another 2 raids for them is definitely doable. 80 points there puts them at the 320-ish. All it takes is them to pick a fight with 1v5 or somebody to pick a fight with 1v5 and knock them out, and suddenly they're in the top spot.
All swing around you exactly.
Now, Purpley on a 10-kill streak for the Z's. Means they're picking a fight with somebody. Who's picking this scrappy up? Is this Rama? No, this is Santa going again. Very brave of Santa to go out on a mission. Are they all out though?
And you got Ukraine, BLM, and a couple of Gamers members all fighting over this base at the bottom here as well. And
yeah, we said we wanted to get down. I said I want to get down to 14. We're currently down at 17. 3 more teams to go before the end, please. For the OCDs of me just to get it done, but. BLM and Gamers, it's the damage is happening, but it's all very slow and steady. And
it is indeed.
It's there's lots of things I say week in, week out. You know, time's the most valuable resource, and you know, getting rid of the beds is an underrated thing, stopping people's respawning. But stamina is becoming a thing I've noticed as well. That some teams they lose their focus stamina towards the end of the raid phase, and obviously it separates the best teams from the worst. But you know, we're looking here. Some of these teams have really sort of, their pace of attacking has fallen off right at the end, and you're thinking, interesting. I want to see where BLM have breached though, because I know they're in there. I don't want to be brave and go through a hole and not.
Yeah, you've got a couple of BLM members really in there at the moment, but Ukraine is clearing them out. The BLM member just goes down.
Yeah, and I don't think they've breached. I think they went through a hole, and I think they've then got themselves trapped inside. And I don't want to push in behind anything in case there's a TC visible. So we're going to leave Ukraine at the point they're at the moment. They have a bit of that was timing. Santa, hello. This is where the points going for Z's. 269 in 3rd place. They are taking on Kittens. LF Alaska coming in 2. Did suggest that Alaska would make a push onto Kittens. And this is becoming the new battle zone now. Kittens in 10th. Might not be enough for them to survive on this one.
Yeah, another member of Kittens is going down, but they're looking okay at the moment over there. LF Alaska and one member of ZZZ in there at the moment, so
yeah,
they're actually looking okay.
Another boom indicator on Fernet's base, but we're not seeing anything yet. And again, it's looking at the map, the radar's not showing anyone booming at the moment, which feels mad that Kittens are all here and the boom's now stopped, it seems then. But Oldham Balls are also having a bit of a nose at ZZZ's base.
Yeah, so you go, you spoke about the peak, and now we're at a bit of a trough again. Everyone just recovering, getting some loot in for this last section of raiding, and it's a good idea for them to do that, obviously, just taking a moment to breathe and relax.
Yeah, and we're looking at Train Yard. Train Yard's empty at the moment. Everyone is just fighting over the top there, base to base to base. And if we really look around the map, we've got no raids going on other than the raid here with Gamers and Ukraine. And it's picking up a bit of pace though, so let's see if somebody can actually do something here. There you go. We've got some boom inside a point I can see. Safe me to enter. Yeah, 25 minutes to go. 20 minutes till I can go through the walls like a dirty bastard, because we are on a 5-minute delay. So once we're in that 5-minute delay, obviously we can't give the TC away, because none of you'll see it happen in time to tell them. So we're safe at that point. But for now, Zhajong sitting pretty inside his base. But didn't ask you come in on the hard side as well.
Yeah, so it's gonna turn into a big raid here, potentially. This, once again, it's a good turning point. Didn't ask, managing to get themselves some extra points here would be huge. But it looks like everybody wants this. You've got BLM, you've got Ukraine, you've got gamers.
If didn't ask take this, didn't ask go into the lead 363, they would be ahead of 1v5. So this is a huge one to commit to. You know, definitely commit to this.
1v5 have been relatively stagnant. Obviously, I think they have something going on now. Just saw their points jump up a couple, but overall, it doesn't look too like they've been doing too much recently. And didn't ask have really kept on top of it. They kept the pace going, and once again, if they can secure this, they are going to be in the lead. So huge for them actually. They can get ahead right now.
So this corner has been absolutely slapped down. They've already breached the outer section. They're already breaching the in and out as well. Not the only ones doing it, so didn't ask. I've taken actually the high ground too. They've gone up and down. So very quickly taken over this raid from some of the others like BLM. BLM on the outside, you can see, and Game is getting slide. It's not looking good for Ukraine, but it's looking very good for Dintas though. Here we go. Who's this trying to steal the raid behind them? And are they trying to steal the raid behind them? No, they're not. Where are they? Yes, they are. Surely they are. I saw some damage onto their base though, so maybe somebody's hit gamers on the way past, perhaps then. BLM
yeah,
also
I think
built
just seen them overexposed. But yeah, there's two raids going on at the same time.
So Santa are clever here. They beam the beds out here. Take that spot. There you go. Take the beds out. Take the spot yourself.
Yeah, that could be a huge swing for them.
This is exactly what Dintas didn't want, though. Unless they can get TC here quickly while they aren't respawning. They're poking the shots back at Santa. You can see a couple of them go down. Xiaoshong went out there for gamers too, respawning. Clean to keep an eye on. Happis and Joya goes down to him.
Yeah, you've got Entry Frag doing some big damage to these walls, trying to find a new way in, potentially finding something hidden away in a different corner. Nobody knows where he is either at the moment, just following him around. He's looking pretty healthy and safe, getting himself inside, loads of C4 going down. But didn't ask his beam by a member of BLM, and isn't going to be able to get in any further. Does a bit of wall damage, but nothing too much, and didn't ask to start to dwindle.
Squeaker and Keanu doing some work inside. Here's Timmy for Dintask. See, Remedy's gone down for Ukraine as well. Ukraine really aren't being able to get any sort of footing back in. The second they spawn, they're getting clapped out. This base feels like it's no longer their base, but it's a question, you know, who's going to come out on top still. Still boom going on.
Entry Frag running straight back in, not managing to pick anything up, gets beamed down again. Entry Frag getting a bit unlucky there. Goodness me, this is so many names floating about right now. Just somebody trying to establish some dominance. You got BLM on the other side as well, taking out a couple of members. Ukraine, Stitzka just pushing BLM. Trip to Holland here gets beamed down as well, and they might have done it. They might have done enough here just to keep themselves in the game.
Yep, so we're seeing Santa have had a bit of an attack on the side here. Spoof are lurking near them. So you're keen to keep an eye on them, given they're in 6th place. 288 would be 3rd place if they took that. They are looking to make this push to Santa. That might be their final play of the game. Still got raiding going on against Fernet. This is insane. So Sinsuk's coming back in. EBK still here. And so going elsewhere as well. We've got fresh raiding onto Rama. 1v5 are here. You said they've been slacking. Well, guess what? Maybe they've been stockpiling.
Yeah, maybe they have, and hopefully see a big end of game play for them coming into the final peak in a couple of minutes. We'll have to see what their plan is.
Yeah, and as a reminder to the audience as well, obviously it's something we have been doing, or trying to be doing of lately, is getting interviews with players after they've had these sort of, had these sort of involvements. So, you know, keeping an eye out on who wins and seeing if we can get an interview with the winners after, and just making sure we can have a little chat and see how they got on, see how they found the event, see what insights they have about who did what, who was troublesome, all that sort of stuff. See, a little bit difficult with some of our Russian players because unfortunately, language barrier. We do our best But yeah, so if 1v5 win, we'll certainly try and bag someone from them to have a quick chat.
Yeah, 1v5 started to break down the walls of Rama's base here, just looking for a nice little entry. They're obviously flying it out. You got Rama pushing them, but 1v5 feeling very confident here and just getting closer and closer. Just having a look over. Do they have a little raid base set up again? There's a lot of terrain that they've created, and yeah, they've got some beds over here. They've got 8 beds. They've got a stockpile of weaponry. So many AKs and rocket launchers.
So they're getting taken out from the roof, though. Sharky has gone down. Equinox pushing out in distribution there. The roof damage as well. Equinox on the flank here.
Yeah, you got a couple of members from Alaska on the flank as well, just from behind them. Alaska flying in, trying to steal 1v5's raid, but they haven't seen the little raid base and where they were going to be respawning, and 1v5 have just spotted them out. Alaska getting beamed down one at a time. OTOT doing some big damage there, and the Dotham just supporting him. They're kind of getting taken from two sides here, but Hipfire Fishy, you got Equinox up at the front, just putting pressure on and continuing to try and break down this base right now.
Yeah, and if we swing around the back of the walls here, you can see what what Dootham's looking at. Very low gear, has gone AK, and that's normally all he's happy with taking. You can see just making a bit of a wider flank now, trying to draw Alaska's focus away from looking at the base. Smart move. So I'd be getting another wall down over here and using that as the peak point. So we'll see if they do anything. Gone really far wide here. Back to this base point because Gellin's actually here. Takes out Sharky. Gets beamed by Doothan though. Takes out Uwu too. So 2 for 1 trade. Doothan gets another kill.
Goes down as well, and yeah, 1v5 are not making the same mistake as last time. They have people over at their raid base just defending it to make sure they have these constant respawns.
Yep. No real drama up in the north. Going to have a quick check in the northwest just to see who's lurking around. Kittens seem safe enough. They are all lurking around Z's though. So I'm wondering if everyone's going to make a final push. Oldenburg and Kittens onto the Z's. They are 3rd place, 291. If, say, realistically, yeah, it's 1v5's the one that's got to go. 18 minutes to go. They know where their base is. Surely people are going to turn their attention there because if you don't take them, nobody's winning. You can catch up didn't task at the moment, but what the time to take to catch up 1v5, not going to be enough.
Definitely not the only team, obviously, that might catch them up is didn't ask if 1v5 don't manage to get their successful raid off.
Yep.
We're seeing here not looking too good at the moment.
Santa have irked Lich with their earlier raid. Spoof and Lich now either siding them and are saying, you know what? You've brought this on yourself. Get ready to be raided. You see here, Spoof have pushed around to fight Whiskey as well on the side. Let's swing around a bit more. You see Naz goes down, but Takisar moving bot. Thanasis, they're all starting to flank around. Whiskey have been pushed off. And that really is just a 2-way fight. And that's what we wanted to see. Lich starting to breach the compound wall. I don't really see much in the way of a fight back really from Santa. It's looking fairly limited. Milk on the roof there.
Yeah, and I think they're just on a kind of last-ditch effort here. Obviously, being quite low down on the standings means they haven't been able to get a huge amount of resources. So it's just holding on for dear life, trying to stay on that leaderboard right now. Yeah, it looks like Santa are dropping 1 by 1 as you got Spoof all pushing in, and they have a heavy force here to come on. You see some rockets start to go down, breaking down the sides. Lich breaking down one side, and Spoof trying to get close enough to break down the other. I think Spoof have realised that Lich are here, and they're going to try and clean them up, get this raid all done for themselves. But a couple of Lich members already inside, so there is the potential for Lich to get in before Spoof get a chance to take control.
Obviously, Spoof have spotted Lich, Lich have spotted Spoof, so Lich are the ones making that rush earlier. So we saw Spoof and a few others do it, where they got themselves, I say, be the rat, get yourself in quickly. We do see teams do that quite a bit, but equally, we've seen teams where they've got themselves in quickly and then, Takisar can't make the jump, there you go. We've seen teams get inside too quickly and then get themselves stuck inside, not really taking enough of the outside on to see where they need to be going. So, Lich here, need to be sensible, get somebody in the shooting floor, just peel off a bit of this wall, open up the design a bit, see where you need to be going, and then make your Zerg. Because look at the Santa's roof, they've got beds, they've got boxes, they're happy to sit on their roof and fight you. And that's what we wanted to see. Getting a breach here.
Really? They're looking pretty good up here, but they are very limited on resources, so obviously they've got to make sure nobody comes at them from the roof, because if they get a good helicopter landing in here, it could completely change the game.
Yep, and if someone like 1v5 were to come in on a helicopter now, just scrappy land on this, I think we have got turrets up here. We've got 2 turrets lurking around, maybe a 3rd one, I'm not sure. I think it's just the 2. So maybe they get mullered if they did. But, say, a quick Zerg, that rooftop's gone. So
Yeah.
we'll see how Lich get on. Quick check of the map. Sorry, bring it back up again. And you can see we've got 2 raids down the south. No one fighting up the north, so still a lot on the bases around here. If we bring it back up, you see a lot of it still in Ukraine. Bit of raiding had hit onto gamers. And you can see bit of the old and bold squishy the bonobo there. Danny's actually here too. Oh,
Didn't ask for doing some good damage on Ukraine as well. Yeah, you've got one member of Old and Bold in Gamers Base, what looks of it, just
Danny
lurking about.
Danny's been a little grub, and Danny has gone down now. So there you go. But they've done a lot of damage inside. Actually, going back inside. Sorry. Whoa! Look how many doors they've taken.
Yeah, that's actually a lot of damage by themselves. Yeah.
Old and Bold might be 15th place, but again, they might come back in force here. 14 minutes to do it. If they did get TC here, that would put them, say, onto 2 and 11. That would bring them into 12th place, not even higher. But with the kills involved of actually committing to this, could be worth their time. So
yeah, didn't ask, just over the road, doing so much structure damage now, just getting themselves in such a good position. They have a couple of members inside. Timmy looking like he's in a good spot right now, as well as Happy. But no, Happy gets taken down by BLM Satan, and yeah, this is it's looking closer and closer. But potentially, if didn't ask get this, they could move straight over to the upper raid and pick up a double TC here. But they need to be quick. Obviously, BLM starting to respawn, get themselves back into position. Ukraine also in there as well. It's just an all-out fight for this TC.
13.5 minutes. We've got Sinsuk's Russian Terminator 20 on an 8-kill streak. So Sinsuk's still around that Fernet raid, so I presume that's where they're at. Also, be great to see them nick that. 240-ish would put them into 9th place.
Ukraine didn't ask, are having it out to no end. They cannot get enough. And it just looks like everyone's getting a bit stagnant right now. There's not a huge amount going on. Everyone's trying their last-ditch efforts, obviously, and teams know when they need to defend.
Oh, Jack gets the kill. But I say Spill's got the kill in there, and then Jack gets the counter kill back. It's very much, as you say, back and forth trading. And it needs someone just to come along and say, right, slap, I've taken your TC. Because 1v5 are sat pretty, 392 points. You know, they're in a great spot. But if they were to come to this raid, or didn't ask me to properly commit to this raid, you know, you could see them just bombing this down. But didn't ask, obviously, you know, I've been here a while and come back and forth in bits and drabs. And I'm worried for them. Going back to
1v5 are looking very healthy right now. Just taking out Rama, and a couple of doors being opened at the wrong time is going to give them potentially a chance to get into the base. And oh my goodness, that's it. It's a long way down that corridor there, but yeah, 1v5 are looking like they've secured the top. At least the roof is theirs for the taking.
Say it's crunch.
That was so good. I respect that. The little BM there from him, just making sure he knows who's the boss.
the face of Schlum. Sit down. It's always nice when you see someone get bopped. It's been a little while, so we were saying about Foundy Wipe. No one's actually finished to go through the Foundy Wipe properly yet. And the same with stuff like, I mean, Jackhammer kills or a DB gift. Some of those kills, you miss a few of those little shithousery kills, but say 11 minutes to go. It's been a very competitive event. We're very close at the top. We've got 3 teams over the 300 mark, a few teams in the high 200s, you know. Really, the top 9 are looking very strong. I'm surprised Fernet are still in. I'm surprised nobody's picked a fight with Kittens. And I'm expecting Santa to go. I'll say, realistically, I'm expecting Santa, Rama, and Ukraine to go, and that'll be our top 14 left then. But obviously, again, you know, just because distribution's taking some doors down here, doesn't mean he's going to get the raid complete.
No, it definitely doesn't, and there is obviously a chance here. I'm just trying to scout around and see what he's kind of shooting towards, but he's doing a good job. He's doing a good job at the moment, and
so it's only distribution on 666, I think, here at the moment. We saw somebody.
But it could be enough, obviously, just being a little bit of a rat and keeping himself hidden away. All you need is a good timing for someone to leave the door open.
Yep, because LF Alaska are pushing on the counter here onto 1v5. If they take it, 306, they jump 4th. See Rama spawning outside. It's not a good sign for them. Their base is very shy, very light on beds. and the ability to spawn back and defend. And while a couple of Alaska members have gone down to Rama members, it's
Hey. Still looking pretty good. Alaska obviously now taking some control, but Rara starting to respawn inside again, obviously getting that respawn timers back, so not looking awful. I think 1v5 kind of abandoned this though. It's a bit sad actually to see.
Well, that's why, because 1v5 based under attack, so this is what we were saying need to happen. 1v5, they are the ones that can't be surpassed at the moment.
And I think everyone's ZZ obviously in third place are the ones that are trying to take them on, but 1v5 very convincing. They just managed to hold that off reasonably easily, obviously feeling very confident coming into these last minutes, just knowing the only way they really lose is to lose their base.
Yep.
So now we just got to...
And I think this is the vital period, as I say, in previous weeks where teams have all turned onto BG and gone, right, you're the last man standing in the way, nobody can catch you, so we'll take you. But even then, really, it feels like, if somebody didn't ask took somebody, they can take the top spot. It's a lot closer than we've had in previous weeks when this has happened. And, oh, there we go. Finally.
Yeah, finally a takedown there, but didn't manage to get it. They were obviously the ones started this raid off, but they never managed to finish it, so it's a bit unfortunate for them, but still great takedown from BLM there.
It's horrible coming through with a quick camera just to quickly have a look through, but I'm just trying to speed breach and just see, can I see where TC might have been? And honestly, could have been any of those bloody doors, who cares at this point. So BLM jumps off now to 4th place, 327 points, so 4 teams now over the 300 mark. We've fought 1v5 on 420. Blazing it.
BLM have just challenged CZ in the chat as well. I know you can't see it, saying we are going to be 3rd place. So BLM and ZZZ are both going to be competing. They're both convinced they want to be 3rd place now.
Only 2 points in it, and again, with regards to who's nearby, gamers in 9th place are very close to them. Just over 7 minutes, just under 8 minutes, however you want to say it. They are very capable of pushing on them. So we'll see if they can do it. Obviously, points-wise, I think they'll get the kills to overtake them, unless some big drama happens. Santa getting pushed again by Whiskey this time. Seems like Spoof and Lich have backed off, though. A couple members of Lich lurking.
Yeah, and Fernit are still under attack, but they're just not dying. It's actually pretty crazy how long this has been going on for, and like I said, people should just leave it. That Fernit have held on well. They're going to be very happy with, well, like you said, satisfied with their defending, but I'm sure not too happy with how long they've had to be defending for.
Yeah, because again, the problem for Fernit is as well, they're in 10th place, which again, top 10, not to be sniffed at, but there is a cap to raid defense points, so, with the cap to raid defense points, there's going to be times when they're not making enough out of it, for what the effort they're doing to defend, and it's a shame. But that's just the way the raids have been today. Fernit have really been the long raid. I'm just spinning around the base here, looking at what damage happened to Santa. Again, takeable, but someone's really got to commit with these last 6 minutes. I just don't see Lich or Whiskey really getting themselves in. Your mic has gone funny, unfortunately, right? So I'll give you a second. Oh, there you go.
Better?
Yeah.
Go. Sorry about that. And
that's okay. I thought for a second you might be drinking a milkshake or something. It went a bit like
yeah, just having like a one big slurp. No, I was just typing a message on my very old clunky keyboard that I've had to whack out for the FGs.
So looking at the bases, Santa is sitting there quite comfortably, so we'll leave them be. Having a quick look at, say, Fernit.
Fernit have definitely held on the longest. They're getting pressured still by Sinsuct and Spoof, but nobody's really doing any damage. You can have a quick look around the base, and it's so well enforced that they haven't managed to really break down. There's a couple of side panels here that have been taken off, but they just lead the door after door after door, and I don't know what the plan is here for people to get in. The roof's well enforced as well, and Fernit have just done a great job at holding off. Obviously, like you said, they're going to be a bit disappointed if they can't get as many raid defense points as they'd like. But I mean, it's something to say to hold off what could have been almost an hour, it feels like, of them being raided.
Oh, for definite. It feels like it's been a huge hold off there. And again, we were saying good stuff about Sinsucks. They're currently in 12th place, 233. Haven't been quite as aggressive or, as outwards as I thought they would be. Obviously, first session back for Date Value, the builder. Maybe they wanted to just play a little bit slow and steady, just get the feel for it, and then make a bigger push on NA, rather than drawing too much attention to themselves. As Max goes down, here's Terminator and Thomas. So they are starting to push in this. It'd be great to see them take TC here, say, nick themselves into the top 10 over Fernet. Obviously, Fernet would be out anyway, but nick themselves ahead of Kittens even as well. And it's still, I can hear Boom.
I did hear that as well. I'm just trying to search around for it, and it looks like it's over by Santa and Whiskey, just trying to get some damage down in these last couple of minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, they're going for a last-ditch attempt here onto Santa's base.
Well, the problem is Santa are onto Whiskey. Yeah, sorry, Whiskey. Yeah, you go. Lich are pushing Whiskey. So Whiskey are on Santa, and Whiskey have just noticed. Here comes Network Sin. Skin,
oh my goodness, yeah, they are right in there. Lich are really trying to get ahead of the game right now. Notice how lackluster their base is right now with people, but are they going to be able to break into Whiskey's?
Well, Greek got hit from behind. Yeah, Greek got hit from behind. We're okay to pass through walls as well because we are in the moment of who gives a fuck. It's the last 5 minutes. This base, oh my god, the doors are all open. There's Whiskey Nads. Yeah, Whiskey Nads back in. There's beds. Let's have a quick peek around. More beds.
It's taken down instantly, and they've realised all the doors are open. The doors are being closed now, and they're going to have to try and make some space, but Lich have made great ground here just from getting inside and catching them completely off guard.
Bot being chased by Flizzboat. Can Bot stop him? Here we go. Here we go. Oh. Gets one. Num goes down. Door goes down too. Flizzboat shuts them in.
Yeah. And now they just have to push forward. That's their only options right now to keep fighting through. But they are getting some good kills here.
So we were peeking through it. It's beds. So how far up are they going to have to go really for that TC? Beds, lockers, beds.
Yeah, let's see who finds it first, because this is an extremely large base that they've created, and fair play to them. And just want to check it's not just hidden on the roof somewhere. No, it's not.
And so just passing through some of these walls just to make sure. Obviously, there's every chance I've missed it still, but getting an idea of where it might be.
Yeah, it's just beds everywhere. I mean, they're so good at hiding. They're so good at hiding it that even we can't find out. We can walk through the walls. So
yeah, again, this is the point about hiding corridors and the walls. It makes it difficult for us, the casters, but it makes it difficult for the players as well. And obviously, even with our ESP tools for the radar, we're not getting the TCs detector on the radar for us. It's just for the senior admins placing any TCs or anything helping anyone. And yeah, looking through, can't see anything from that little excursion. I'm not going to drag everyone through looking through walls, but Whiskey holding the base at the moment.
Yeah,
and through back a bit.
Lich definitely did a good job there. That was some big damage they did, and saves another team from getting raided as well. But kind of raids going on everywhere in the last couple of minutes. You got.
So we're in the last 2 minutes.
Rama going in on.
BLM are here in force. They can tie second place with Didn't Ask if they go in hard on this. Just checking the map, see who's got what, because we've got a few raids going on. Because we have got obviously Santa dealing with Lich over there. Going north, we've got EBK all over Thurnet's base. Going further north, Spoof have had a bit of damage, but I'm not sure who's hit them. Northwest is completely dry, which is surprising. I guess a bit of PvP going on, but I'm surprised nobody's really made a push into 1v5 space. We saw Rama down here, again, being pushed by Alaska. And I don't think anyone's going to be able to take this, so we'll go back to the BLM raid with 67 seconds to go. They are pushing hard onto Whiskey here. I'm trying to find
a quick look through Furnet's base and see if I can see their TC, because they are getting more and more pressure now in this last minute to go. Everyone is making a last-ditch effort to get to Furnet's base.
And so it's all a bit crazy here because obviously just so many doors. 40 seconds. Feels like it's not enough time here for BLM to steal.
They're going to have to find something magical here, but like you said, they do know how other people build. It's something that they have a lot more experience with, so they might have an inkling to where it is, and in these last couple of seconds, it just takes one lucky shot to find it.
So 20 seconds, though. I don't think we're going to see anyone get knocked out, but here's tempting fate for you. They are in 4th place still. They would jump second. BLM with the kills they get, and they would jump second if they take TC. 10 seconds. And I think, finally, BG's team are going to win an event without getting their arse handed to them, just by about 1 million teams. And there we go.
There we go.
And that is it. There's the end screen we're after. 1v5 are our winners. 459 points. Congratulations to them. And say, if we bring up the stats for them, 2 raids, 2 defenses, and that's a good KD there. 355 to 224.
Yeah, that's massive.
So looking for the other points, obviously you see that Uwu top kills, 66 close behind, Sharky not far behind there. BG on 41, which isn't bad considering, you know, he is the build-up, 5th in the kill score at 8. So not bad at all.
Yeah, and it does look like, if you have a look through all the stats that the other teams, there was who is that? Alaska, EBK. They had Thompson, who had 62 kills, but 1v5 are looking by far the most consistent on the board, with everyone kind of doing an equal part. Like you said, the builder managing to hit a fair amount of frags there as well is pretty huge.
So it's good work there from them. Second place didn't ask, 390. Again, a very strong effort from them. You look at that, 2 raids, no defenses, out on the offensive, positive KDA again. Not quite the same amount of kills as 1v5, because obviously, again, you know, we look at team 1v5 and who they had in their team. You know, it's a sweaty team there. Albin, Forsaken, IDK, BG, Deathwing, Trowsy, VDC, and Do Them. Again, not sure which one Do Them is. So many people play under pseudonyms. So big congrats to their team. But, you know, didn't ask put up a big fight today. Particularly Entry Frag. Entry Frag had a lot of claps, but Lev beating Entry Frag on kills.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, didn't ask, maybe got a little bit unlucky. They had obviously one of their raids stolen from them, just didn't manage to commit to it, and it was very, very close. And a couple of moments in that game, I definitely thought didn't ask were going to manage to swoop in at the last minute, have a bit of a hero play, and make it happen. But second place still very, very respectable, especially considering 1v5 were just, they all showed up today.
So just seeing if we can get an interview with Team 1v5. So, you know, we've spoken to a couple of their team before. Spoke to H. June, Trowsy, and I think Deathwing previously, one of the weeks they won. Looking at team, all the Z's, 1 raid only, and they managed to take 3rd place. A lot of kills in their favour. Again, positive KDA. Purplu topping the scoreboard. 55, 54th Beatrice, 53 for Somali Pirate. So, you know, very consistent score across the board there, and only 1 raid and still took 3rd. Just shows, you know, how successful their PvPing was. And I think if they can make an impact there with regards to, you know, with the raiding come the NA event, I think we could be seeing them challenge a lot harder for the top spot. Because I say, you know, 1 raid only. It's surprising for them. Yeah, you normally see them. Obviously, Purpley and the gang make a bit more. 4th place though, BLM, 359 points. 1 raid, 1 defense, much closer KDA this time.
Yeah,
so Spills 40 points.
1 raid and 1 defense is great, and like the closer KD obviously making a huge difference in the PvP, and it could have been the turning factor for them, but they were also very close to getting a 2nd successful raid at the end. But bad timing for them. Unlucky for them not to get 3rd place, but you know, they called that they wanted 3rd or 2nd in the chat towards the end there, and I think that might have thrown them off their game a little bit. So, a bit cocky, but 4th place is still not bad at all.
Yep, so we just got a bit of a word back from one of our admins who was chatting with Team 1v5, whether they want to come in and do an interview quickly. They've declined on the basis that Albin would be the one they nominated to speak, and he's gone to walk his pet fish. Say what you will about that then. Leaving us hanging dry. But we'll quickly finish off going through the teams, though, in terms of, you know, the stats on the board. And you can see here, obviously, moving down to 5th place, Rama, 322. 1 raid, 6 defences, though. Heavy amount of defences for them. Obviously, a lot of teams, LF Alaska and 1v5 in particular, picking fights with them. Obviously, not quite as high on the kill scores, but again, the Russians held strong. You know, they base up ripped open, not as wide as it could have been, but still enough to have multiple teams running around.
6 defenses as well. That is a crazy number when you think about how many teams had tried to break in and make something happen, but they held strong the entire time. And I'm sure they would have liked to get out and do more raiding and maybe get some more points, but very respectable to defend 6 times from raids. That's crazy.
Yep. Spoof in 6th place. Obviously, I know we had a lot of love in the chat for Spoof. 315 points are good. 2-2 there for raids and raid defences. So positive KDA. Just, again, one of the narrow ones we've seen so far from the top 6. You're going to see that as we start to move down the leaderboard. You know, the KDA moved the other way. Obviously, Rama's was negative just because they got raided so many times. So those raid defence points really came through for them. And again, a fairly even kill score across the board for them. EBK in 7th. The final team over the 300 mark. And again, 7 teams over 300 mark. Crazy. So EBK, 307, no raids, 1 defence, positive KDA. Thompson, big props to Thompson today. They were the one out and about roaming. Yeah.
It's a huge amount. You can see him doing work all over the map, just trying to pick up everything he can, and you can see the kind of damage he's done to get 6th place.
Yeah, and I imagine Uwu's probably going to be someone like Deathwing, perhaps, I'm not sure. But again, 60 is an elite score to be getting kill-wise. 50 and above is strong, and you see, we've had a few people on 50, because 1 on 60 so far. So for Thompson to get 62, real well done there. It's a lot of beaming to be going on. Alaska there in 7th. Again, 1 raid, 2 defences. Very close to being a lot higher, though. So they've had a couple of raids that didn't quite come off. And I think in NA as well, they've had Arans and everyone, particularly Genin as well. They've really got their eye in now. Tripler. These are people that they're very competent players. And I think LF Alaska will have a strong session in NA coming up.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. Like, they just need to push their play forward just a little bit. Just, work out what happened and what they can do slightly differently to get a couple more raids off, a little better PvP potentially, and they'll be looking super strong going into NA.
Yep. Gamers, 0-3 for raids to defences, so 294 holding on. Fernet, 0-7. Jesus Christ, 291 there. And again, pro player Rust was the one doing the carry now and the kills. Everyone else just keeping themselves in amongst the mix. Kittens, very disappointing session for them. 11th place, 252. Parakeens and Crazy Cabra there. Really leading the way. The rest of the team a bit light on stuff. But again, sometimes these things happen. They were built in an odd spot with disease and with 1v5 and with I think who else? It was Purge as well who got knocked out. So it was a very difficult spot to be raiding in, and they left Alaska over the back as well. So I think we'll see these teams spread out in NA so they can afford to raid rather than just sit back and scuff it out. Sinsucks, the return to date value there in 12th. Thomas top in the kills, 49. Sin, 45. You can use solid kill scores. Lich, 13th, 1 raid, 3 defences. Much lower on the kills because they're highest 33. Just shows, as we start to get down the leaderboard now, really a lot quieter session for them. And then 14th was Whiskey on 230. 1 raid, 4 defences. Just scraping positive KDA. Flisbo and Zell doing good work there. Joke as well, helping out. I'm trying to think who the 2 teams were that didn't make the list. I believe Santa was the 1 team. I'm trying to think who the other team was.
I think 1 team got eliminated before the end, wasn't it? So
maybe.
think it was
Maybe it's just Santa. Maybe it's just Santa.
Santa's definitely missing off the list. So honourable mentions.
Obviously, Santa, if you're watching, sorry you didn't make the leaderboard at the end. Obviously, it's only a 14-person leaderboard, so the suggestion is, push harder next session. But that's going to be it for us. So we're not going to drone on too much more. Leave you with the stats at the end here. Big thank you to you, Rat, for your debut cast. Hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, I have enjoyed it very much. Obviously, a bit slow for me to start things off, getting to learn how everything works, and also the players as well. Everyone's new to me, so it's been a pleasure to cast for the first time for you guys, and I will be back. I'm even more ecstatic for next week when hopefully I can be more informed and more knowledgeable about what everything is going on.
That's it. The more you cast, the more you'll know. So that's it for us, though. We've seen debut cast number 1 here done for EU. Debut cast number 2 is coming up for our NA cast now in about an hour and 15. I'll be main casting again. I know, a double Kaz week, a rarity these days. I'm going to be main casting with Blastrites. She's one of our newbies as well, so I'll be getting her a co-cast. I'll introduce you to her later. So for now, go have a break, have a wash, shower, food, whatever. Walk the dog, walk the fish even if you're Albin. Do what you got to do. And we will catch you, I'll see, a little bit later on. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. See you later.